Hey guys, and welcome to our first King of the Hill with all the new goodies and toys at our disposal. Yes, it is going to be a good, fun stream. We are going for about 2.5 hours here, and we're going to be trying to rattle through warriors as quickly as possible. Up first, we have SPQR's very own Hayden up against Grombrind, and this is going to be random factions. So we will be giving these guys a faction as we go along. I will invite when it is your turn. So I just reply to a message. People asking how they get into the King of the Hill. There we go. And we will get Grombrind in here. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're all good in the hood. Let us send a little invite to the almighty king himself, the god of the Dowie people, Grombrind. We definitely have him on our friends list, unless I am mistaken. But where be he hiding? There he is, Chad Forik. I'm just going to quickly stick my... we can stay in offline mode, it's fine, it's fine. Cool. What's up, Joker? How's it going? Whoa! Looking for some green skins? Captellus, Cadane, Tiago, Cowboy, Bob, CJ, and Lord Gurgle. How are you guys all doing today? Hope very good. Tiago, yeah, no worries, man. If you want to join future King of the Hills, simply join my Discord. You do not have to have all the DLCs or anything like that. So, now the lads are in, we're going to pop up the glorious random faction picker. Boo, boo, boo. So hopefully you guys can see it here today. Now, the only rules we're going to do, as far as the faction picker goes, is if a faction has just played, it cannot be played again immediately afterwards. So if Grombrind plays Dwarfs, for example, in the first matchup, Dwarfs will be banned from the next game. But unfortunately... Oh no, that's going to be Hayden. So Hayden is going to be greenskins. Oh, I thought we were going to make Grombrind play as his arch enemies there, which would be pretty hilarious. So we have greenskins for Hayden. Let's write that down so I don't forget it. A fine day for some King of the Hill action, I agree. Dark Elves for the glorious Grombrind. So they don't have to play as the Lord. That is suggested here. That's absolutely fine not to do that. Boop. Let's get that down and get back in there. So, this is a grudge. I hope I do not face your Dowie. Hey guys. So, Hayden is greenskins. And Gromby is Dark Elves. Best of luck, lads. We are on Troll Country, so it's quite a nice rush map, which certainly is going to favour the forces of the greenskins here. You're kidding. Maybe Hayden doesn't like his greenskin forces. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure which faction Hayden does like to play. Now, I hate this matchup. I mean... all round, Dark Elves, I think, are pretty weak up against the forces of Greenskins, but Greenskins have had some pretty considerable nerfs to Skirmish Cavalry and Poison in general. Likewise, Vindictive Glare isn't no longer amazing at sniping out casters and other such characters. It's much better at taking down big dinosaurs, attacking AP, and all that good stuff. But, you know, I think it should be a good fun fight nonetheless. Grombrind, the more experienced player, but Hayden's certainly been playing a lot of games recently, both on my channel and other people's as well, and putting in some really good work and performances. So I'm excited to see how he performs. Good Dowie's a dead Dowie. Oh no! Oh no, this is going to be difficult for the Dark Elves. That's the way I see the matchup as well. Hey, no such good thing as a good Dowie. I love the Dwarfs, man. I was in a chat with a load of people recently, and they're like, oh, who likes the Dwarfs? No one likes Dwarfs. And I was just there like, oh, me. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. No. Nope. You can bring whoever. So Captellus will be up after this. Let's have a quick little look and rundown of the list for you guys to see who will be playing today. We're going to be going for 2.5 hours and trying to get through as many people as possible. So the list is as follows. We have Grombrind versus Hayden, followed by Captellus, Falcon, Ninja, Marafi's Baby Boy, in other words, Ice Power, Complex, Hadries, Storm, Cry, and then Cowboy, as well as the Emperor and Krell, if we do get that far. Hopefully we'll be able to rattle through them quite quickly, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's hop back in here and let these guys discover their builds. Forika's great, yeah. Forika's very powerful for sure. Quack quack King Doug, how you doing, Krell man? Hope you're good today. Excited to have you here. Hope everyone is well on this glorious summer's day. It's been a nice day for sure. I'm excited to get into the blood and carnage. We had a very hefty stream yesterday. It went on for about 5.5 to 5 and 45 minute hours. Oh my god, I said that so weird. 5 hours and 45 minutes or 5.5 hours. It was roughly around that time. So today's stream is going to be a bit smaller, so I can save my voice. I need to do a lot of videos tomorrow to cover the weekend videos when I'm away at work. And maybe do another cheeky stream tomorrow as well. I've been really enjoying the new stuff, and very happy to be back streaming, giving you guys this glorious content. By the way, quack to you as well, Naffis. How are you today? Back after my shower, let the games quack. We are so close. Oh, and I have some really cool news for you guys. I can... Oh, these guys are ready, so I'll press start. I can do polls. I can do polls on YouTube now. I'll try one in the next downtime. I will try one in the next downtime. Like, I can do polls in the fin to ask you guys stuff. So if I'm doing a, like a Come At Me Bro series where I'm just playing quick battles and stuff, I can play a game whilst putting up a poll, and you guys can vote who I'm going to be next. And that kind of stuff, which I think would be exciting. Blackthorn, how's it going, champion? Honestly, it shouldn't be Total War. It should just be Total Dowie. Total Dowie domination. Well, Grombrind will be trying to bring that to the fray. I just realised I did not advertise this stream on my Discord. I am going to go do that in a second. I'll do it after this battle. I just realised I don't think I advertised anywhere for the stream. Oh no, what have I become? What's up for Poland? How are you, champ? Larry Mad. Let's hope a little bit of DLC action. Or we certainly will get some for sure. I mean, almost all factions have had some changes as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff to see. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow, which does involve Beastmen as well, but it's focusing around a change to a legendary lord from a faction, which is quite exciting. Just started the Oxortal campaign. Hopefully it's good. The Dino Luminarch. Man, Dino Luminarchs are fun, man. Although the Arca Sotek's been buffed, guys. It's been changed. It has been changed indeed. So let's have a little look at the greenskin. So, still going with the mass skirmish cavalry is Hayden. We have Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers dotted all the way along with Morgrum's Mangy Marauders. Now, skirmish cav is very powerful in this matchup because Dark Elves are pretty squishy and do lack healing options. But all of these guys have gone up in cost now, which is very bad news for them. And that investment does mean Hayden's front line is just basic gobbos. So, not going to be doing too much damage there. We do have Skarsnik, the glorious lord himself, with his little pet here. Let's give him a little head scratch. There you go, buddy. Let him know that he's a good boy. He's coming in with fermented fungi and tricksy traps. Here's an orc shaman as well, brainbuster, and here we go with a scroll of shielding. Double spider. We have the Arachnarok spider and the Arachnarok queen, supported by the Crimson Killers. What an elite corps with a load of chaff and chaffy skirmish forces. For the Dark Elves, we do have harpies. 2 units, in fact, up in the skies. One is the Regiment Renown, the Crows of Cain. Front line of Blackheart Corsairs and Dreadspears, dotted all the way along, supported by Dark Shards. Up in the sky, we have Marathi, who is so powerful now. And we have, oh my god, Grombrind. Bring in the best looking lady in the game, of course. We have the Whale of Malice on the Siren of Red Ruin. Regiment Renown, Blood Rack Medusa. There's also Skirmish Cav in the flanks, which is instantly hopping on top of some of these Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers. Welcome, Krell! Back on board the Dark Train. Thank you so much, man. I'll give you a proper congratulations once this battle does fade out. I just saw that pop up out the corner of my eye. So Marathi is going to be flying up here, catching both spiders as well as Skarsnik with a Soul Stealer. She can get plenty off during the game, so I don't mind one going down a bit early, though it won't be healing her up too much. Dark Shards are now unleashing havoc into the flanks there of the Arachnarok Spiders, doing some massive work. Good Brainbuster comes down, though, on the Black Hawk Corsairs and Dread Spears, but this bowline is completely firing at will. Skirmish Cav is now finally getting involved. They're kind of being hunted down by Harpies and other such units, where they need to be doing this, charging in on top of the Dark Shards with the War popped, and 2 Dark Shards with a summoned Spider Hatchling have been shut down, which is fantastic news for the Greenskins because that central core is going quite badly. Another Soul Stealer does catch the Spiders, and they're going down super quick right now. Son of Red Ruin, though, is about to be crunched, so she is going to be trotting her little booty away as fast as possible. Marathi trying to save the Dark Shards, but the Dark Shards have been simply overwhelmed and crushed. But so has the Greenskin force. Goblins are being broken on all flanks. Harpies are doing a good job as well, chasing down Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers. The big punch, though, of The Crimson Killers with the Orc Shaman is still going, and so are the Spiders, though they are far more beat up than previously. Here we go, has been popped, as well as a Scroll of Shielding. There's a lot of Dark Elves around, though, including Morathi. Bounce power very close in the early stages of this game, as Black Ark Corsairs and Dread Spears clear up some of the chaff on this right-hand flank. They need to be getting in here, though, and dealing with the Morgrub's Mangy Marauders. Morathi is going to be floating out to try and deal with the weakened Spider and protect the Sign of Red Ruin, which I think is a good play. We have another Soul Stealer coming down, hitting the Orc Shaman, the Crimson Killers, as well as Skarsnik. That damage value is going to be pretty tasty, and it seems like one unit of Dark Shards has indeed been saved, which is fantastic news. Morathi's getting in there with the support here of the Sign of Red Ruin, who's getting some big old burst shots in. And Morathi is currently rampaging, so she cannot escape right now. And look who's on their way, the lads. Skarsnik is leading the Crimson Killers and the Arachnarok Queen to come kill Morathi, but the rampage has stopped. She needs to get out of there as quickly as possible, and it looks like that's just what she's going to be trying to do here. She needs a fat Soul Stealer once more to keep her alive and in the game. Word of Pain has gone down, and the Bloodwrack Medusa tries her best to headbutt Arachnarok Spider to death, but she needs to get out of there, do some more long-range firepower. Dread Spears are floating over. Dark Shards, one unit is still active, which is actually pretty huge, but I think they're facing the wrong way. Nope, they are shooting in. All good news. They are shooting down the Spiders. One Spider is gone for at the moment, and the Cyrene has been protected. Polo Orc Shaman's been dealt with, and the Morathi's getting very danger low here, down just 970 HP. We definitely need to see some Soul Stealers from her. The Warden's going to come down and thump Skarsnik. Pretty nice work there. The Crows of Cain have returned, and the Dark Shards are looking to fire some shots in. We do see a Whale of Malice go down, and the Siren does a little hit-and-run drive-by with the support of the Crows of Cain, and falls back behind the Helibroni, the Regiment-renowned Spearmen, who should be able to pin in the Spider, do some damage, and allow the Dark Shards to really rain down that fire on the Queen itself, and hopefully drag her down, because one Spider's been dealt with. You can see it's actually fully gone down now. And Morathi is going to be saving up for another Soul Stealer, and then she can probably snipe the key targets. There's a lot of skirmish cavalry left, but it is starting to run low on ammunition. Hayden needs to bring these guys in. Obviously, he's trying to micromanage his more expensive units, but if you can get these archers to finish off Morathi, that'd be lovely. But I think we're about to get a Soul Stealer. Oh, we get a Soul Stealer come down. It catches Skarsnik, it catches the Spider and the Crimson Killers, and that elite heavy power fist of the Greenskin forces is broken, but Hayden isn't done yet. Fermented Fungi on Morathi does drag her into the clutches of Skarsnik, but he bit off a bit more of Mama Morathi than he could chew on. Big shot as well. Oh my god, that was like a thunder shot right in my left ear as the Siren comes in and just pounds Skarsnik. Morathi wants to keep up the aggression on him to try to finish him off. Balance power is very heavy now in the Dark Elf favour, but it's been an incredibly close game so far. Dark Elf force is just non-existent now, apart from Morathi and a few Haggard units. But it seems like balance power is pushing over to army losses, and it shall be a first victory for the mighty Grombrind. That was pretty insane. That was pretty insane for sure. Dark Elves looking good, man. Dark Elves look good, but Morathi nearly got caught out there. A beautiful Fermented Fungi by SPQR's very own Hayden, and he did a good job with them, but Skarsnik only 92 damage value. I can say for a fact that is not paying for itself. 748 damage value there on the Orc Shaman, faring a bit better. Gobbos across the board, just doing what Gobbos do, being a pain in the butt and then dying. Crimson Killers have 700 damage value, and the Skirmish Cav performed okay. Most of it not again its value, although the Death Creepers performed a bit better, as did this unit with 871. Morgrub's Major Marauders 763. Both the Spiders did really good, 2.5k damage value and 1.7. Double Spiders very risky in this matchup due to the amount of AP missile pressure Dark Elves can bring, but on such a small map I really do enjoy this gambit by Hayden, and I think he played pretty good here today. Chad Forik, as he's known as now, but also known in the community as Grombrind, is a tricky customer to take down at the best of times, but when he has Morathi running around, 2,399 damage of value. Beautiful Soul Stealers from her all game long. The infantry didn't fare too well, but did manage to get decent kills, carving their way through those Gobbos. And the Dark Shards, 248, 899, and 1,300 damage value. The later two performing really well. Harpies unfortunately had to get used in a suicidal attempt just to keep the Skirmish Cavalry at bay, 2,420 damage value on Slash's Harvesters. Oh, that is disgusting. 827 on the beautiful Siren of Red Ruin. Doing some good work there. GG's. Yes, let's go, Caps, man. No, Blackthorn saying bye-bye, my duckling. Where are you going? Oh, you're saying bye to Capt, because he's popping in now. That was awesome. GG, well played, nice comeback for sure. I tune in, someone wins with Mama? Hell yeah. I don't know if you've seen what I put you down as Ice Power in the list, but it was Mama Marathi's big boy, I think. Thank you so much, Krell, by the way, for being a duck man. I really do appreciate it. You should have access now to a load of really cool new little emojis and stuff that you can indeed use in chat. So, let's get this back up. And no Dark Elves. And no Greenskins. Meme Lord with the Medusa for the wind. Oh, hell yeah. Forik is above Chad level. For sure. Lizardmen! For Capt Tellus. I believe he's on the left. And then on the right-hand side for Grombrind. So we'll be seeing some new stuff here today, guys. Some glorious DLC Lizard Boys. Up against... Dun 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 dun. Chaos. This is going to be carnage. Absolute carnage. So let's get this out the way and pick a map for the guys. Let's go River and Maxon because it fits in with the Lizardmen theme. Taking Medusa was what won my heart. For sure. Lizardmen for Caps. Chaos for Gromby. This is going to be pretty rock and roll. This is going to be rock and roll for sure. Oh yeah, Lizardmen can snipe your lords now. Skink Oracle combined with Voxyotl is pretty scary. Although, I feel like people are panicking a bit too much about Skink Oracle because it often gets like 2,000 damage value. It costs a bucket ton. With like a decent spell kit, it costs like 2.5k. So you need it to pay for itself. You need it to. So, I'm just going to test something out. I'm going to do a little poll. Who are you rooting for? And then we'll do Dinos or Chaos. The Dark Gods. Cool, I'm going to try my first ever poll. Are you guys ready? Catch you later, Cat Morgan. Thank you for tuning in, almighty King of Ducks. I pray for Sotek or an Ancient Sally. Yeah, so Ancient Salamanders and normal Salamanders are have been reduced in price and improved slightly, which is really cool. They're worse in combat, but better at range, and that's what they're about, right? So, guys, bam. Hopefully there's a poll up. Oh, I don't know if it appeared. Do you guys have a poll? No, what happened? There's a poll! It's working! It's working! So hopefully there should be like a poll up for you guys and you can vote on who you want to win and stuff. Oh no, I don't know how to stop it. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, no, it's still going. Cool! This is really awesome. We can use this to help pick factions and stuff in the future. I'll do a King of the Hill next week where chat picks the factions based off votes. Or something like that. How do you feel about that? Yeah, Kola could be very good against Dino Boys for sure. He needs to be a bit careful because of Skink Oracles. But if he can catch them... A very important poll. Cool, I'm just going to make sure these guys aren't like waiting for me or anything. Cool, I just wanted to test that out. So we can use that in the future. I'll end the poll now. Cool. So I don't know if it shows you guys the results. But Dino's won pretty convincing. People love the Lizardmen here. So hopefully that pops up. Oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool that we can do polls now. So yeah, it was 70% Dinos, 29% the Dark Gods, and 1% just got lost in the void. The poll was only up for like 4 seconds and got 30 votes. I only put it up for like a minute. I was literally just testing it out. Because I've never done like the poll before. I need to update the scorecards and brackets. So I was getting distracted there. Man, this is awesome. I can do some live streams where you guys can like select which faction I play, which lord I take. Beastman, Cowboy Bob, I would argue, are now favourites against Lizardmen. 1% was Marathi, it was just ice, like, Marathi! Oh, for Poland, that made me laugh so much. So, there's a really cool Polish community of players. For Poland, obviously, is one of them, as you would suggest. And, obviously, the game gets, like, translated, or different items get translated into Polish. But because a lot of the items are, like, these fantastical units, a lot of the wording and stuff can be quite confusing. And I believe Forex Armor translates to Giant's Club, or Giant Club, which is amazing. So, quickly. Panic. Score 2. Grombrind is 1 up. And the left text is now Tellus. I may have spelled Tellus wrong there. Let's just call him Capt. Capt D. Go. Boop. If it's spelled wrong, at least you get the general gist. Right, let's quickly hop in here and look through the builds. We're going to go through the Lizardmen first, because they are, without doubt, the most exciting with all the new goodies. So we have a load of skink cohorts with javelins dotted all along, a cohort of Sotek and Saurus warriors to help support, and a load of basic skinks. So Skink City and Skink Skirmishers. This is really cool, because Skink Skirmishers are something we're definitely going to see a lot more often now. Poison's been nerfed and Chameleon Skinks have gone up in price, meaning Skink Skirmishers, it is your time to shine. They've always been really good units, but just overshadowed, unfortunately. We have a little Skink Chief on the ground. We have a Skink Oracle as well, kind of Earthblood and Harmonic Convergence. And in the distance, we have a Red-Crested Skink Chief. Oh, hell yeah. And he is riding a Stegodon. With the Warrior Crest increasing melee attack, he hits so freaking hard. Let me double check. I want to make sure I've... Yeah, cool. I have taken down everything off the front screen. Thank you so much, Jesse. Dowie are just the dwarfs from Elder Scrolls after transporting there, and that's why they're afraid of magic and don't use it. Change my mind. This is now canon. You guys have heard it first. This is canon. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the $5 there, man. You're a true MVP. Chaos have warriors and halberds as well as Mirror Guard for their front line dotted along. We have a Chaos Sorcerer of Metal with Searing Doom and Final Transmutation, Kolek Sun Eater, Double Skirmish Cav, Horsemen with Thrown Axes and Horsemasters escorted by some doggos, and similar on the left-hand side as well. Apologies for going through that quite briefly. I was getting distracted and didn't go through the armies properly. So Skinks are folks firing down the Chaos Warriors Halberd. Not a bad idea. They have 100 armor but no shields. And the Skinks have a decent amount of ammunition, like 27 shots or something from the rip. So they can fire all day long. The big old red-crested skink is going to be pushing forward, which is a good idea. Try to abuse the infantry as much as possible, whilst Kolek is vibing out over the side with all of his skirmish cavalry. Now, skink skirmishers will do a good job at counter-skirmishing where possible. Skink Oracle is here as well, and he currently double shoots, which makes him very powerful. Like, the little beast shoots, and the skink on top follows up with the same shot, and he will be able to burst out on Kolek if he can get some decent shots on him. You can see the red-crested Skink Chief is obliterating Chaos Warriors. The Skink Chief has just currently vibing over on the flank, but he's getting rear shots into the Mirror Guard. And you can see the Skinks not performing too badly against the Mirror Guard because of this missile support. Look at this absolute flustercluck here of Lizardmen forces. A Final Transmutation down on this blob would be rather nice. And Kolek is beelining straight for that Oracle, who needs to turn tails and flee. And we're going to see that Final Transmutation come down. Luckily, the Skinks... No, they didn't get out of the way in time. The Skinks get caught. That was really nasty stuff. Red Crested Skink Chief is going to go after Kolek. This is not the worst idea. If he pops Warrior Crest and Harmonic Convergence just like he has, his melee attack is up to 98 with 80 melee defense. He will butcher Kolek, but likewise Kolek will kill the Skink Oracle. And unfortunately, he needs to try to pull away. and hope Kolek turns to face the Red Crested Skink Chief, but that Skink Oracle is dead, and that's about 2,500 gold down the drain there. Frontline is slowly being won here by Chaos. Source Warriors do need to engage. Skink Skirmishers are doing a nice job of pulling back, though the Horsemen are amongst them, which is always pretty bad. You can see the Red Crested Skink Chief did start dishing out the damage to Kolek quite nicely, about a third of his health off, but now those buffs are starting to wear off. Kolek can turn around and start slapping him up. On the charge, though, the Red Crested Skink Chief is still going to do pretty huge damage. Those tusks goring gigantic holes and wounds in Kolek, but he is now surrounded, isolated, and alone, and there is Thronax support. The Lizardmen force seems to have kind of crumbled to dust here. Skink Skirmishers trying to clear up the back line and finish off the Horsemen and Horsemasters, which they're doing a good job in. Losing that Skink Oracle, though, was massive. It was so close that the Red Crested Skink Chief came to the rescue mission, and if the Oracle had pulled back and was able to shoot Kolek whilst the Red Crested Skink Chief held him in place, this could be a very different story, but Grombrind not going to be having any of that, and Kolek has been pounding down dinos all day. It's what he does for a living. This is his 9 to 5 job, and he's just done it expertly here today, and honestly, I think it's game over already. Red Crested Skink Chief is trying his best, and oh my god, he gets a massive hit on Kolek, who stumbles back there, but the thrown axes are coming into place, and we can see Kolek beating his Warhammer into the ground, summoning lightning into the universe, and causing death for all who oppose him. Red Crested Skink Chief, though, did a ridiculous amount of damage to Kolek. Very impressed with my boy. One of the most underrated units in the entire game. And Captellus, unfortunately, will be going down here, but not after a pretty fiery affair. That was really just an absolute slaughter on both sides. I mean, the Skink Chief's alive. We have a lot of skirmishers with decent ammunition, but there's a lot of chaos left on the field. 72 warriors. You have Kolek, you have Mirror Guard, even more halberds, and the leadership is now dead for the Lizardmen. Javelins are flying in. We have the cohort of Sotek, of course, going to be fighting to the death. Source Warriors have decided to surround Kolek to try to avenge their Liege Lord and pull him to pieces with tooth, claw, and club, anything they can get their hands on. But alas, it is not enough. Blood for the Blood Gods, and the Chaos scream victorious. Well played to Captellus as well as Grombrind there. Really fun game all round. And a unique and nice build from the Lizardmen. I think it could work. The Skink Oracle, though, 59 damage value on a unit, which costs nearly 2.5k, roughly in that ballpark. He might be a bit cheaper with his loadout, 2.3, is obviously a big loss. But the Red-Crested Skink Chief. Captellus was talking to me earlier today, actually, that he really loves the Red-Crested Skink Chief. And it's easy to see why. With those buffs popped and Harmonic Convergence, he becomes a Avatar of War. 2,525 damage value, going toe-to-toe with the King of Dragon Ogres himself, and putting in a good shift. Poor little Skink Chief unfortunately didn't pay for himself, and neither did any of the front line. Really struggling. Cohort of Sotek being the best of the best there, but of course they are unbreakable. Javelins did okay, Skink Skirmishers as well. Really, they struggled a bit. They didn't get to use up all their ammunition. A lovely little rush tactic coming in by Grombrind. 3,643 damage value, taking out that Skink Oracle like it was nothing. Kalixanita putting in a hell of a shift. Skirmish Cav doing pretty solid. That final transmutation on the Chaos Sorcerer was rather juicy as well. Frontline kind of struggled, but it didn't need to succeed. The Demon Spew as well, down to about half health, up to 180 kills, 992 damage value. GG well played. Amazing game. So we are going to switch the map up to Prague, and Falcon is in. Let's sort out the stuff. So before I forget this time, we will change the names. And Grombrind is on a roll right now. He is up to 2, so the current king is still going strong. Boop. Let's bump up this again. Hopefully you guys can see the faction blocker. Or the faction picker. And we go again. GG well played for sure, man. Honestly, Caps put up a really good fight. It literally came down to the fact his Oracle got sniped before the Red Crested Skink Chief could get over there and support. Duck panic. Duck panic. So, we've just seen Chaos. So, no Chaos or Lizardmen, I'm afraid. I could take them out, but I'm hoping we don't hit them too often. Oh, password is 123 Falcon, by the way. No! Okay, we're gonna sort this out. We're gonna sort you out, Mr. Chaos. So, no lizard men. Because we've just seen them, and no Wards of Chaos. There we go, we've tricked the system. And let's pop that away. So, who are we going to get, guys? Who do you want to see? We've got Tomb Kings. So, it's Tomb Kings for the Challenger. And for the King. Rip Michael, man, tell us honestly, that is what cost it. The Red Crested Skink Chief put in a shift. If Grombrind had... Oh no! It's Dwarfs for Grombrind! Oh, his favourite faction in a really bad matchup for Tomb Kings. This is really rough. Falcon is Tomb Kings. And Gromby, you are going to be a happy boy. It's Dowie. It's Dowie. It's rigged, I know, right? Chaos cannot be denied. It can never be denied. Party! Oosh, oosh, oosh. Yeah, this is really rough. This is super bad for Tomb Kings. Uh-oh. Falcon. Why do I hear boss music? Why do I hear boss music? Look how happy Grombrindle is. I love to see it, though. I love to see him so happy. Whilst I'm here, I'm actually going to... Oh, so on top of it, I'm going to interact with the scoreboard. Oh. Yeah. Cool. And we're going to take out Dwarfs, just so when we get to the next one, we're ready to go straight away. Add back in Lizardmen. Take out Tomb Kings. And put in Wars of Chaos. Cool. And then hide that again. Should be nothing on the screen. It's looking good. Man, it's been a fun couple of games so far. I'm very excited. This is going to be a really fair matchup. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The Dwarf stuff just trades very cost effectively into the Undead. And the Air Core for Dowie can be absolutely disgusting in this matchup. Forik party time. I feel like Forik could be very good here. Yo-Yo All says the Mihawk. How are you? Hope you're all good today. I would love a flame build. I would love a flame build right here. That would be very cool. That would be some very, very cool stuff. Sadness in. Yeah, the Chaos like Splinterlism army was really good, Jesse. I agree. I agree. This was some heavy duty action. But that Red Crested Skink Chief won my heart. Just going toe-to-toe with Kolek. And that Stegodon with his big old horns was taking bloody chunks out of Kolek. But he just about clung on in the end there. Pinky promised King Cazador that I will avenge as much Godges as possible. Tomb Kings is a good place to start. Skelly Rush, let's go. You want to see a Rush build? Chariots are very good here, Cowboy Bob says. Indeed, Tomb Scorpions as well. The infantry just is real bad. I think one of the best things to do is you spread out massively across the board. You bring like 3 catapults, or 4 catapults maybe, 3 Ushopti, and you kite the Dwarfs. I think it's the best way, with some single entities to help crush loose troops. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, Tomb Kings and Norska both need a little love. Though I still like Norska, I still use them in tournaments. I actually still use Tomb Kings in tournaments. And Tomb Kings may have been slightly buffed because I believe Burnhead got another nerf. I may be mistaken though. I may be mistaken with that. Someone mentioned it, I think, on my last stream. Cars gets unfortunately magic damage, but again, yeah, you are right, CJ. They do so much punch, the magic resistance maybe doesn't affect the dwarves too much, or doesn't help them too much. So that can do good. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Are you all good? Yes, I'm all good, man. I'm really excited to be streaming this. We had an amazing stream yesterday, which I really enjoyed. And we're back today. So, oh, I need to advertise myself in my Discord. Sorry, I completely forgot to do this. Before we start. Only doing it like an hour in or something. It's fine. Oh no, Hades is having to drop out. No, we were going to have Hades later, but... Okay, let's just advertise in my Discord like a good YouTuber should have done. Going live! Boop! Okay, we'll put that out super late, but it is what it is. We've still got a bucket ton of people in here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have like 120 people watching right now, which is pretty damn wild. And yeah, glad to have you guys supporting as always. You guys are... Honestly, the Total War community is pretty damn insane. When you look at like gaming communities as a whole, the Total War community is one of the nicest and like chillest communities. I think overall, the game does attract young and older players as well, and most games don't attract those older players. I think that level-headedness maybe kind of comes into play as well and makes the community a really lovely place to chill. It's definitely where I want to be streaming and stuff. What's up, Zypher? How are you doing today? By the way, your name in my Discord is like XY Duck, and it does remind me of Psyduck, the Pokemon. So I just thought of that today, so enjoy. Skeletons being weak to fire is kind of weird when you think about it, because, like, what is burning really? I assume it's, like, fire is good against their magical connection, which is keeping them alive. I feel attacked, says Android Poetry. There's young people as well. There's a ton of young people. A couple of people in my clan are, like, 15, 16 and stuff, which is really cool as well, to have both in the mix. But anyway, let's see what the Tomb Kings have brought to the table. So, Falcon is going for the Cetra Gambit. Cetra is very good here, but he does do magic attacks, which of course can be a problem, but he is one of the most hard-hitting chariots in the game, so that might not matter too much. He also does fire, so if we see Thoric... Oh no! Oh no! If he's brought his armor, this is going to be disastrous, because he gets flame resistance as well. So we have Cetra the Imperishable, Roland's over Necrotect, we have Skeleton Warriors and Tomb Guards dotted along, triple archers, or 4 archers in fact, including the Blessed Legion, Skirmish Cav and double Tomb Scorpion. So really, it's double Tomb Scorpion and 2 chariots to kill the dwarves, archers to kill slayers, and chaff just to push and harass. As for the dwarves, we do have the new and glorious Lord, Thoric Ironbrow. He is very powerful, and this is terrible news. Thoric's rune armor gives flame resistance plus 10% and 15 armor to an air effect and himself. So all these dwarves have magic resistance, and now they all have fire resistance. Cetra is not going to be happy. We're coming in with Rune of Doom, which is amazing. Map-wide, extra 24 melee attack and cause fear. Rune of Negation, Rune of Break, and interesting, I haven't seen that one in play there yet, and Rune of Speed. So all good stuff. We have Minor to Blast in charges and Longbeards for a front line and guard in the flanks. 2 units of Thunderers. More miners, we have a Master Engineer, and he shall be bringing the extra powder, as well as a Flash Bomb with Iron Drake, Trollhammer Torpedoes, Double Cannon, and Dragonback Slayers. I don't know how Dwarf players do it. When I try and build a Dwarf build, I can never seem to be able to go this wide. I spend all my money elsewhere. We have a second Runesmith as well. This is interesting. Coming in with Rune of Wrath and Ruin. The cool thing about this is with the cooldown system. So now when you cast a rune, you can't cast any other runes for 60 seconds, and you can't cast the same rune for 120 seconds. But if you have a runesmith, you can cast a rune with Thoric, and then you can cast a rune as well with the runesmith without having to wait for that cooldown. So we're going to be seeing a lot of runes in play. I'm very excited to see the Rune of Wrath and Ruin in action. Yes, yes. Yep, young people here. There's a load of young people. But there is also a load of older people as well, which I like the mix. Yeah, man, I'm 20... Oh, God, am I? I'm 27. I'm 27. I'm turning 28 this year, which is worrying because I'm still very much a child in my mind and in my actions. But, you know, dem dry skellies burn good. It's kindling. Kindling, I tell you. Disgusting build from the dwarfs? Oh, for sure. Good luck, have fun. You ready? I think he is. I think they are. But I'll just say good luck, have fun. Actually, I'll let him... Maybe he's gone to grab a drink or something. We'll give him a couple of seconds. Yeah, this build's very good. 100% not going to steal this. Though you almost never face this matchup, unfortunately. Almost never. Actually, real human being, you're very old if, yeah, you take into duck years. Your Shopsy could do good, Larry Man, I agree. I agree indeed. Yeah, Grombrind playing dwarfs. This is the worst case scenario for anyone, particularly though when you have to bring something like Tomb Kings, who are hard countered by dwarfs themselves. But I am interested to see how the double Tomb Scorpions fare. They're going to have to juke left and right a little bit to dodge those cannon shots. And you can see the Master Engineer is increasing their accuracy by 60 and reload speed by 20. So these cannons are going to be lacing shot after shot into Cetra. I love what Grombrind's doing here. So he's targeting one unit, then he's bouncing to the next. So it really stresses Falcon's micro, as he doesn't know what's going to get hit at what time. But Cetra currently just driving forward, vibing, not worrying too much about the cannons, trying to get to hide behind these woods. He's also popping physical resistance on himself, and he's looking to dart in perhaps, which is very risky with the Thunderers nearby. Oh, I don't know how I feel about Cetra getting so aggressive. He is going to fall back here. I mean, Cetra can get super aggressive against factions, but with Thoric nearby and like runes that buff and slow speed and that kind of stuff, it can be scary. Cetra taking a bit of a pounding. Undead forces are getting engaged, but look at the miners starting to push up. Tomb Scorpions want to come in and shut these guys down. Archers are starting to apply pressure to Thunderers, and they're doing some really decent damage, so he's starting to drag them down, which is good news. They want to be on these Slayers as well. But if they kill the Slayers, the double Tomb Scorpion, if they can shut down the Thunderers and range aspects, maybe in with a good shout here. But they're currently beating down miners with blasting charges in the front line. Flash Bomb does hit this Tomb Scorpion, and yeah, this boy is going to be taking a ton of damage. A restore has gone down on him though, so good play, I think, good counterplay by Falcon, who is now going to be hitting these Thunderers, trying to break their bones. The Thoric Ironbrow has popped a rune of speed, which is Air of Effect, buffing up the melee attack of miners to a whopping 44, which is very impressive. Cetra's pretty beat up, but he is in the back lines now. Reven and the Horsemen are shutting down the cannons. Really good effort so far by the Tomb Kings. Tomb Guard in the front line have been held in place though by Longbeards. With the Rune of Doom, it actually turns them into lawnmowers, which is really nice because normally dwarves couldn't win those frontline engagements in that kind of way. Tomb Scorpion is going toe-to-toe with Thoric Ironbrow, and the front line is slowly being one hit in the central pocket at least by the Tomb Kings. They're all over the back line. Thunderers are terrified. Iron Drakes are being shut down. Both Tomb Scorpions very healthy. Cetra, on the other hand, is not healthy whatsoever. Needs to be particularly careful. Those cannons have been raining fire down on him. He needs to work in a very supportive role now, using those spells, making sure he stays alive, and hitting these miners, also rear attacking the Longbeards and the Runesmith would be a good use of his time. The balance power is in favour of the Dwarfs at the moment, but the Tomb Kings have really pressed in onto all these key targets, and with the Thunderers and Iron Drakes going down like this, the Tomb Scorpions are wreaking havoc. Horsemen want to shut down this second cannon though, as one Tomb Scorpion seems to be biting the bullet. Thoric Ironbrow, so powerful. At the moment, I think he's very good at taking down constructs and surviving a long time. Blasting charges completely miss and just blow up a load of their own troops. Big Ushopti summon is going down, but there is 57 Dragonback Slayers here, so they're not going to be around for too long. But the bows are starting to rain in fire on them as well. Tomb Scorpion pulling back to ensure the Tomb Kings can win that frontline engagement. Longbeards slowly being overrun, but there are Thunderers who are raining some shots into their rear here. Necrotect can heal up this last Tomb Scorpion. Obviously, it wants to use all of its Winds of Magic, or not Winds of Magic, its abilities doing that, because there is no other Tomb Scorpion to heal. Cetra is struggling. He's in on the miners here, but the Iron Drakes with Charm Torpedoes have once again managed to get their sights drawn onto him. He needs to get way away from the battle, kind of like back over here for now, or just chasing down routing troops, because if he goes down, the balance of power is going to very quickly swing against Undead. Undead need their lords to survive, and you can see he's just about going to be able to scoot away. Dragonback Slayer's taking massive pressure now from the archers, who are really paying good dividends here. Runesmith's terrified, running for his life. Longbeards are as well. This Tomb Scorpion is doing brilliant work, but now one cannon as well as the Iron Drakes are back online, and we have Thunderers returning. So the Tomb Kings did really good to push into the back line and eventually win that frontline engagement, but has it the momentum drifted away from them. These cannon crew should probably be the focus of attention now for these double archers, now that the Slayers are basically done with. We can see a Rune of Doom going down on Thoric, which is going to buff him up considerably, and we're seeing a Rune of Speed come down here. So he now is coming in with 93 melee attack, at least briefly. It's now dropped down to 69. And a restore has gone down the Tomb Scorpion, but he is not going to be able to win that fight, no sirree, particularly with the Iron Drake support coming in. Cetra has gone down here. He flew too close to the Master Engineer's son, and the Tomb Kings shall fall. Amazing game. Amazing game. Very well played there to the mighty Falcon. He nearly pulled that off. The dwarves were looking in pretty big trouble there, but Grombrind knows how to drag it back. I cannot praise Falcon enough here for that game. He played very well in what is considered a terrible matchup for the Tomb Kings, one of their worst. Cetra, only 447 damage value, didn't really pay for himself, neither did the Necrotect. A lot of the undead frontline, of course, was just dealing with the dwarf frontline, but the archer play was magnificent. 261, 216, 686, and 982 damage value. Doesn't seem like much, but they killed key targets. Likewise, the horsemen doing really good, pressuring the back line. One Tomb Scorpion only got 292 value, the other 619. So though the stats don't fare too well for them, a lot of dwarf units are alive. A lot of the dwarfs were running for their lives in that mid-game, and if the Tomb Kings were able to finish them off, chase them down and stop them returning, I think they may have been able to seal the deal. But Grombrind, he's not the king of all dwarfs for nothing. Coming in with 879 damage value on Thoric Ironbrow, 627 on the Runesmith, 255 on the Master Engineer. Very surprised not to see the fiery ring from him, but perhaps he thought he could win the front line anyway. And across the board, you can see these kills on the longbeards. Very impressive stuff. The Slayers, 1,335 damage value. Foreigners performing okay, but the Iron Drake Triumph Torpedoes, much better, 863. Cannons, 1,777 damage value, as well as 266. So a tale of two cannons there, one performing far better than the other. GG well played. That was a really cool game. Yeah, Shetland, you literally summed it up. Amazing effort. I hope Falcon is watching this or comes back into chat, man. You deserve all of the praise. You deserve all of the praise, man. That was awesome. No worries, catch you later, Jesse. Peace out, homies, and always go Dowie. I love it. Enjoy your work, man. War Sphinxes could be good here. If they can survive all the gunfire. So, up next on the list, if we go to King of the Hill, it shall be Ninja. You are up, bud. So after Ninja, it shall be Ice Power, then Complex, Stormrunner, Cry, and Cowboy, Emperor, and Krell. So make sure you guys are ready if you are looking to play. I will send an invite to Ninja now. If he is online, then we'll update the scoreboard and get the factions picked. So boom, let's send him a little invite. And update the bracket. What do you guys think of that game? That was amazing. That was a really cool game. But Grombrind, man, he manages to scrap. He's such a scrappy player, and it suits the dwarfs really well, like their style of play. And he always seems to just about come out on top when he's bringing his favourite dwarf boys. He does a really good performance. I have sent invite. Cool. Cool. Tomb Guard with Great Weapons. I think that'd be a nice inclusion to the Tomb Kings in the future, is some AP infantry. But they're halberds, yeah, Shetland's right, they have halberds. They have halberds for sure. Yeah, characters is a big problem. Character assassination's always been a big thing, particularly in the Lizardmen matchup, Hand of the Gods and so forth. But now it's got even worse for the Tomb Kings and harder to protect them, at least in some matchups. Yeah, that was an awesome game. Man, we need all the snakes for sure. Worth the price of admission. Cool, Ninja's here. Hey. I will sort out factions now. So are you guys wanting to see? Will the gods favour you, or will they favour... I mean, I know what Ninja wants to play. He definitely wants to play High Elves. Unfortunately for Grombrind, he can't play Dwarfs twice in a row. So let's interact with this. we've taken out, I believe... I think we were prepared, so we've taken out dwarfs, yeah. So they can't get the same factions twice. So, who's it going to be? Dun 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 dun. I love this faction wheel. It makes it really interesting. Wood Elves for Ninja. So he's getting his pointy ears, but he's not getting his favourite pointy ears, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Lizman can be crazy character snipers now. We saw them 2 games ago, so I think that's absolutely fine. So we're getting more chaos for Grombrind. And then what we're going to do is put back in dwarfs, just for next time. Put back in Tomb Kings, and then take out Wood Elves and Chaos. Man, we're so on top of this. We've got this down to a T. If I can find Wars of Chaos. Oh no, Wood Elves. There we go. I say that, and I'm probably going to leave it up as a screen blocker or something. So, Ninja is Wood Elves. And Grombrind is Chaos. Maybe tell players for doing this. I mean, we're literally just pressing a button. It's only going to take like 2 seconds. But yeah, I can do that next time for sure. More Chaos! More Chaos. Chaos really wants to play today. Yeah, it was like... It was going for it. It was going for it earlier as well. Yeah, it's true. It's true. They can't use the healing. How did Lorify get buffed, Shetland? What changed? What happened to it? Also, the Arca Sotek, if you can survive the ridiculous amount of Ushopti shots coming in, will kill all Tomb King infantry now. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. With the area of effect buffs and frenzy nerfs, counts are made worse most of this patch. Yeah, I can see that. It's harder to blob. Blobbing up, like blob builds, have got weaker, and that's something vampire counts really excelled in. For sure. So yeah, they're going to suffer from it. Likewise, I guess they get the bonuses, right? They can do debuffs and do a similar idea. But it can be a little bit rough. My Walk on Doom ball got swirly from Oxyltal and the Oracle. Oxyltal and Oracle is a really nice combination, but as we saw early on, the Oracle is certainly not immune to being counter-sniped, and Oxyltal can be run over. But yeah, if you guys allow them to shoot throughout the course of a battle, they will get god tier value. Oxyltal will get up to like 3k and stuff if you allow him to use up all his ammo, but he does have 50 shots. So I think the gods of chaos want my soul. It looks like it. Did I update the scoreboard? I think I did. So Grombrind was on 3, right? I think so. Yeah, Air Effect got buffed, which is why box builds got nerfed. Frenzy got buffed, but all the units who have Frenzy had their melee attack nerfed. They've gained armor piercing, so it's kind of a buff and a nerf at the same time, because when you lose Frenzy, you're now going to be much weaker than you were before when you lost Frenzy, but when you have Frenzy, you're more powerful. So it's more of a sideways change, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can bring some elite Tomb King infantry. It can catch your opponent off guard, but yeah, as a rule of thumb, tends not to be great. They're kind of won by their constructs supported by a load of chaff. That is the way you play them for the most part. This is quite funny. These guys often discuss a lot in the lore discussion section on my Discord. If you haven't joined my Discord, there is a link down below, by the way. Just pin out there. These guys are discussing a lot on High Elves versus Dwarfs, which is really funny. Don't worry about Ninja clicking in and clicking out. He has some severe OCD, so he has to do stuff multiple times. So yeah, don't worry. If you ever meet Ninja online and he does that to you, he's just a pretty, just doing his thing. But he's a super lovely dude. And one of the OG members of DBD, actually. He was one of our first members. And he's improved so much since he first started playing. And it's always exciting to see him in action now. Yeah, Frenzy can be really nice. But again, when it drops, it can hamper you. But yeah, Frenzy can be pretty cool. Yeah, so blobs got weaker because air effect damage spells all got buffed. So like Soul Stealer, Final Transmutation, Flock of Doom. Oh my god. What is this build? This is a work of beauty by Ninja. So we have triple Eternal Guard, and that's it for a front line. Front line, no siree. Triple Glade Rider. We have the Lost Silver Knights, Ariel down on the ground with Shield of Thorns, Apotheosis, Tempest, and her Berry Wine. We have a Forest Dragon in the sky. And with a Glade Lord as well, or Glade Lady, I should say, on a Forest Dragon with her net. With this build, I would have preferred to see the Helmet Discord one, combined with the Double Dragon and Lost Silver Knights, going for those big blob attacks. Ninja, you can not hide in the forest, my dude. And Lost Silver Knights. Ninja, you cannot deploy all army in forest. Just to let him know that you can't, like, you can say deploy them and move out, but I don't want him to sit back and just move forward with these units and stuff. So, for the Warriors of Chaos, you do have Chaos Knights with Lances. You have Chaos Warriors, the Demon Spew once more. It looks like, all round, Grombrindle's a big fan of the Demon Spew. So we have Regiment Renowned Forsaken here, who can really chew through stuff, and more Forsaken. So triple Forsaken with a load of Chaos Warriors, Knights with Lances on the flanks. Excited to see how much damage they do. Marauder Horsemen on either side as well. And then we have the Everwatcher, who I believe... Did he get nerfed? I can't remember. Someone was telling me something about him and him changing a little bit. He is coming in with Stand or Die, Arcane Conduit, Final Transmutation, and Searing Doom. And he is unbreakable. He's basically a giant duck in a pool of filthy chaos. Cool. Wazuk Forest. Good luck, have fun. This does not have enough models, I believe. Yeah, it does. 387. The limit's 300, right? Am I tripping? I think the limit's 300. Maybe I'm wrong. He lost 1,000 mass. Who did? Who lost the mass? The dragon? But Nakai gained mass. Nakai's been gymming hard. Nakai has been gymming. So we've got a nice little ambush with the Lost Silver Knights here and Ariel hiding out in the forest. Eternal Guard are just going to be sitting back right now, and a lot of the cavalry is just going to be moving forward with the dragons here. So this is traditional elvish trickery. They like to move forward with their skirmish cav, big single entity monsters, and you hunt the horsemen. So you hunt down the enemy skirmish, you then gain battlefield control, and you use the breath attacks to finish off key targets, glade rise to kite your opponent, and by the time they get to your battle line, they're knackered and like broken down, beat up, and you can try to finish them off. And you can see the horsemen now taking pretty considerable fire here from the Glade Riders. Now, Glade Riders with Hagbane tips have been, again, slightly nerfed in the fact that poison is slightly weaker, but we have the basic ones here. Doing a good job on the horsemen so far, whittling them down. Horsemen focus down the Glade Lord as well, or Glade Lady, I should say. And look at the horsemen have been dealt with, and some of the other ones are in dangerous situations. In come the dragons, which is a little bit risky, but they do manage to terrify and break off these horsemen, and hopefully can get back up into the sky once more. But these horsemen need to be dealt with, because they will do really good damage to the dragon, but he swoops in! Both dragons clatter into the horsemen. I think this is a trap by Grombrindle to get a final transmutation down on both of these guys. But is it worth the risk? The Glade Riders are unleashing hell upon the horsemen. Huge mistake here from Grombrindle, and the king for the first time seems mortal. 2 units of horsemen being deleted, but a final transmutation to save the day. Overcast as well on the forest dragon. Karen Ariel needs to get up here, and she only has healing with Apotheosis and the Berry Wine, which still can do a lot of work. In come the Lances though, and these dragons need to get airborne, because they can certainly get pinned in and surrounded. With the big burst damage there of the final transmutation, you can see how much damage this Glade Lady took. She's popped a net in an attempt to escape. Good play there by Ninja, but one of the netted troops is actually blocking the path. Now he just about gets through. Lovely. Beautiful breath attack down on those Chaos Knights, doing huge damage. And the Glade Lord is up in the air again with a Berry Wine popped. Well played to Ninja so far. He is scrapping. Lost Silver Knights want to come into the battle now and start to support. Glade Riders falling back from Chaos Knights. Going to do some good work on them. Both dragons still alive with plenty of breath attacks left each. I believe the Glade Lady still has all 3. And the basic dragon has 1. Ariel is engaged now with the Everwatcher, not exactly where she wants to be. Glade Lord looks like he was lining up a breath attack, but does actually cancel it maybe, or just fly back into engage. Glade Riders are focusing down those Chaos Knights rather well, and in come the Lost Silver Knights. They need to be so careful. Final Transmutation, Searing Doom will butcher them, and it looks like they are trying to get out of the way of the Searing Doom. Good juke there by Ninja. Pulls out of the worst of the damage, but still gets hit by some. The Dragons maybe want to go for an assassination attempt on the Everwatcher, which is easier said than done. Him, of course, being unbreakable, but otherwise... Oh my god, the Lost Silver Knights are taking massive damage! What is this? What does magic damage here? I guess just the Everwatcher in combat with them. These guys getting wrecked, the Lost Silver Knights. Absolutely destroyed here. Glade Riders are moving into combat to try to pin in these Knights to allow the Forest Dragons to get up into the skies once more, and they're trying their best to cycle charge. You can see we're going to be having a big spell come down here. It is a Shield of Thorns once more, but the Dragons, Apotheosis is going down on this Forest Dragon, but Ariel seems to be done for, and that big old hit of the Wood Elves got the Chaos rocking. They were rocking for a second, but they've kind of stabilized themselves here, and they're punching back pretty hard. Once the Infantry Corps caught back up, it was really game over, because the Forest Dragon's down, Ariel's down, it's just the Glade Lady left. There's plenty of skirmish potential left, who are raining shots in on the infantry right now, and some Eternal Guard have come back to the fray. The Glade Lord, if he can get back up into the sky, might be able to do some good breath attacks. The Lost Silver Knights coming with a thunderous charge, all the hooves and the thorns in a ghostly pale light, doing some good damage here. Glade Riders as well as the Glade Lady coming in. Ninja not going down without a scrap, isolating this big pocket of infantry and trying to break it, but look at the legions of chaos lining up to take their place. You kill one Chaos Warrior, two shall emerge in a bloody vengeance here. The Glade Lady has lost her potential to heal. Forsaken are starting to get beat down, but a lot of the Chaos troops starting to bite the bullet, and the ammunition is waning, however. Need to finish off these Chaos Knights with Lancers, because they're firing at the Everwatcher at the moment. He has beautiful missile resistance and won't take too much, and it looks like Iron Losses will set in. Another ferocious game. Another ferocious game. That was close. That was a close one. It does poison. Yeah, I don't think they do magic damage. I don't know what did the poison. They might have got hit by a Searing Doom that we didn't see. But he just cast one and he dodged it. I'm not sure. I mean, the Everwatch got 3,147 damage value, which is very impressive. The Forsaken, 1.1k value, 651. The infantry, apart from the board, 946. Yeah. Grombrindle's been showing really good use of Forsaken, and I love to see it because not enough people bring it. Likewise, Chaos Knights with Lancers are very powerful if you microed effectively. 1.5 and 836 of value. Skirmish Cav performing pretty admirably as well. As for Ninja, the Glade Lord, only 860 damage value and 170 on Ariel. His Leadership Corps did not perform the best there. Likewise, the Eternal Guard couldn't really catch up. The Lost Silver Knight's new calling card, I will call it, looks beautiful, but 853 damage value. I don't know what nuked them. Skirmish Cav did very good, well. Forest Dragon as well, getting over 1,000 damage value. Ninja does love his dragons. GG, well played. Yes, yes, puny chaos. Poor Dragos. Poor dragons, but GG. Grombrind might get Dowie again. They were outnumbered and poisoned. It was a number and the ever chicken. Oh, numbers and the ever chicken. Yeah, sure. I guess they just got dragged down. They're a lot more squishy than they used to be. 100% Shetland. I think if you can give some feedback to Ninja there, when those units broke, like all the horsemen, just keep chasing them rather than taking the main fight, and take the main fight as late as possible is the best way to do it. Knights are good. The Knights can get really good value, though. They have a lot more punch than the Horsemen. Yeah, I think they just got surrounded. So, let us update the scoreboard quickly. Well played to both these lads, but Grombrindle is 4-0 today, performing really well so far. Boop, there we go. So, up next is going to be Ice Power. Ice Power versus Grombrind is certainly going to be a fiery affair. So I'm excited to see this in place. Let us quickly change Ninja's name to Ice. I'll call him Ice P. Sounds like a rap name. Ice P. Rapping about Mama Marathi. And then we will get the faction blocker ready. Sorry, I didn't type GG. I will leave. No worries. So let's invite Ice, if he is still on the line. Spice Power Total War, love the name. Oh, he's already in. Awesome, and let's change the map quickly. We'll go Alpine Ridge. So you guys ready for this? The glory? So, we have fixed it, I think, already. And let's go. So, Ice Power's faction up first. I want Dark Elves versus Dwarfs here. Yeah, I wish Chaos Knight horses were a bit bigger, for sure. Don't forget to smash the like button to improve your micro. It's true. If you do hit the like button, not only is a baby duckling born into the world, but at the same time your micro does go up. Only by a little bit, but obviously the more streams you come to, the better your micro gets. So it is going to be Empire for Ice Power versus the Lizard Men of Gromby. Now, Ice Power's a very good Empire player. He does pick them quite often, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Hey! So, Ice is playing Emp. Gromby is playing Dinos. Which should be good fun. So, I'm going to sort this out now. So we need to take off Empire and Lizard Men. And there's Empire, boop. And there's Lizard Men, boop. And we can go down to the bottom. And put back in Wood Elves and Chaos. Chaos have been seen quite a bit. I'm interested to see if they get picked again. Is there a specific lord? Anyone you fancy? I'm 99% sure Ice will go Volkmar, triple handgunners. That is what he likes to do in this matchup. And it's very powerful. It's very good. Guns, Faith, and Steel. People say it's usually a pretty bad matchup for Empire. I think it's very even, but I may be mistaken. Maybe that's just my experience with Lizmen against Empire. But yeah, a lot of people agree with you, Shetland. A lot of people say it's rough for Empire. I think they can do pretty good here. They've got a lot of AP. Yeah, Carl used to be the meta here, but Volkmar just kills all of the Lizmen infantry and can hold up their lords for a considerable amount of time, whilst handgunners and all your AP missiles take down the enemy large creatures. So it's a really lovely combo. It means you don't have to invest too much in your infantry force, whereas Karl Franz, the infantry game, you're almost definitely going to lose if you bring him, but he can deal with the dinos. So it comes down to Volkmar and a bit of a gun line, or Karl Franz and a cavalry force, at least in my opinion, but who ends? Who knows? Who knows? I hate Volkmar so much. Yeah, he's pretty nasty. If Ice brings a Luminarch, I would be very impressed. I know Ice is confident here. Yeah, he likes this matchup for Empire. Got my notepad ready. I love it. Excited to steal builds. That's one of the best things to do about live streams, man. You see good players, take their builds and change them to suit your style of play. So use them a bit, you know, don't be afraid to change builds that players have brought, and make your own thing. Old Blood Kano used to be the main man here for sure. I'm always rooting against Empire, go Lizards, I love it. Good luck, have fun. Let's get it cracking. It's a good map for Lizardmen though. Skink Spam is very strong here, Tiago, but it can get countered by cheap Empire Knights. I'm excited to see Chameleon Stalkers here as well, FNG. Yeah, Lizardmen is, in 90% of matchups, are really good on Alpine Ridge. It was one of our maps in the Warhammer World Championships for a really tough group game I was in, or group stage I was in, and I just used it. I was always like top bracket, so I just instantly went Lizardmen, banned VP and Skaven, and went Alpine Ridge, and like won all my Lizardmen games. Baffles me this map is in the pool. It's a really fun map. The problem is with a lot of tournaments, in my opinion, is you just get big, flat, wide open maps, and it's really boring after a while. I like mixing in Troll Country, Alpine Ridge, maps which actually favour rush factions, because most tournaments completely favour skirmish or sitting back gun lines, and I like seeing rush factions in action as well. I think it's a really fun playstyle, and I tend to do big maps. We just did like Oakenhammer, so mixed up with Alpine Ridge, but that's again, personal preference from different people and so forth. So, for the mighty forces of Ice Power, we do have triple pistoliers. Pretty good, actually, at counter-shooting at pterodons and other such spooky units. We do have a lone Great Cannon, Empire Knights, a load of Spearmen, and Sigma Sun, so just a bucket ton of chaff to hold the line. Triple Handgunners, and what did I say? Triple Handgunners and Volkmar, the Ice Power Special, much like his Marathi Double Manticore. With a Bright Wizard with Burning Head and Fireball, and a Lightcaster with a Net. Very nice little duo. And some Empire Knights just to run down skinkies. I like it. It's a cool build. Is Volkmar bringing anything special? Nope, just all the normal goodies. For the forces of Grombrind, we do have Oxyotl, the new Lord. Now, he does do magic damage. I feel like Volkmar has magic resistance. I'll have to go double check that. But again, shoot him over the course of battle can be useful. But if he's spotted, if he hasn't popped Master Predator in time, or he gets caught out, Volkmar will decimate him. We do have a little Skink Oracle with Earthblood and Fireball. No Flock of Doom, though. And then the main battle line is going to be made up of Saurus with Spears, as well as the cohort of Sotek. We have double Cold One Spear Riders on the right flank. And then we have Chameleon Stalkers. Wait, no, Stalkers or Skinks? Both! We have Stalkers and Chameleon Skinks. It looks like one on either flank. That's pretty fun. So it looks like he's expecting a box build, looking to try to crack it from the flanks. This is going to be a fun time. I like this quite a bit. Yeah, my battle versus Guac on here, Crow, was insane. It's insane. Yeah, Shetland, Lisman Cav's very good here. If you buff it effectively, you can often take down Demigryphs as well. I like this map too. It's one of the few maps of interest in terrain that's fair to both deployment zones. Exactly. There's some of these maps which have like a big rock in the middle, and it's horrible, and the battle always takes place on one side. Whereas this map actually is like a unique tactical map, which is really good fun. It's actually an OG map. It's in Rome Total 1, but it was very different back then. It was a different type of thing. Rooting for Oxyotl. I love the Doom Boy. He was confident yesterday. Yeah, so the glorious Skink Oracle is a fantastic counter to Volkmar, but triple handgunners will annihilate the Oracle in a matter of seconds if it does get caught out with a spell. Triple handgunners is all you need damage output wise, and we have a great cannon. It's a great cannon. So Skinks are being run over by Pistoliers, but this is a cool play for the Stalkers. They come in like this to protect, so the Pistoliers normally would just run over the Chameleon Skinks, or Skink Skirmishers, sorry, but because the Chameleon Skinks are here to support, it kind of fended them off, but Ice Power, beautiful micro as always, simply whips around the Stalkers and beats back the Skink Skirmishers without taking too much damage in return, and that's straight up one dead unit out of the gate. Oxyotl does focus down the Light Wizard a little bit, gets in his blowpipe there. The blowpipe seems to work in a similar way to Hands of the Gods. You want to fire it at mid-range. Too close it misses, too far not all the shots connect. So only doing a little bit of damage there. Master Predator is currently popped though, but Empire Knights are moving up as well. A lot of the Lisman force is kind of slow and ponderous right now, moving towards the enemy. Cold and Spearites have popped into the trees, but they're not going to have any hope really of catching the Pistoliers, but they are here to protect those Chameleon Stalkers to try to get value from them. Other units are moving through the trees, which is good to see. They may be able to get some cheeky Vanguard opportunities at breaking into the back line. Chameleon Stalkers are trying to catch the Pistoliers, or at least waste their ammunition. These guys do come in with missile resistance. If we take a little look here, 20% physical, 20% missile, so they're not really taking too much punishment from the Pistoliers. Plus, there is a bucket ton of them, so if they're being shot by Pistoliers, that's good news for Grombrind all round. It means those Pistolier shots aren't going into anything useful, or anything they're going to do a lot of damage against. Quack, quack, the king is back. What's up, man? The Doom Frog, indeed. The Doom Frog is here and ready for action. Man, this is going to be a spicy one. I can feel it in my bones. Skink Oracle has moved up. It is firing. So a lot of people, I think, are going to make the mistake of going after cavalry with it. It kills models pretty well. So elite cavalry, I can see it doing good work against. But not so much a skirmish cav like this. A little cycle charge coming in here by ice power on the chameleon stalkers, but honestly they've done a pretty good job holding up the enemy skirmish. And we do have more cavalry whipping around the flanks. Refuse Die has been popped on the cohort of Sotek, with Volkmar the Grim looking to try to punish, but in comes the Skink Oracle. Now, Ice needs to be careful. He's going to take some damage and then get out of here. And this is going to buy time for the cannon to start lacing that Skink Oracle and doing some really good damage. Volkmar does take quite a pounding, but should be able to fall back here. Fireball coming in. I think what recently the Oracle should be doing is actually focus firing down at the Bright Wizard and the Light Wizard. And it looks like he's doing just that. Saurus are being a little bit slow and ponderous. They're kind of all around the battlefield. And the Lizardmen are coming in drips and drabs, which may not end up being too good news for them. Cowboy Spear Riders, though, are starting to pressure the back line. And we have this lovely little skirmish contingent as well. The Lizardmen taking their time, not rushing too much. Although they do want to get a bit of a move on. Oxotl is firing in at the Light Wizard. You can see the big shots coming in once more, down to about half health, not doing it too shabby whatsoever. Source Warriors up against Swordsman in the front line will favour the Saurus Spearmen. Skink Oracle not taking too much damage just yet, and now the ambush is sprung, but it looks like Ice is going to react relatively quickly with some Empire Knights coming in, but they could be counter-charged by the Cowboy Spear Riders and dealt with. And that buys time for these chameleons as well as the chameleon stalkers to get into the back line. And this is going to be a ferocious clash of teeth trying to penetrate thick Empire armor. And I think the favour is going to be in the favour of the Lizardmen there. You can see the Red Crests are forcing their way into the back line on these handgunners and getting them running. 2 more handgunners are now focused firing down the Skink Oracle, who has had to use an Earthblood just on himself. Good news about the Skink Oracle, it's dragging a lot of Ice Power's attention away from a lot of the other threats, which are coming in these dangerous opportunities in the back. Lovely banishment is going to catch the Cowboy Spear Riders. My god, that banishment just sticks to those units. And that may turn this engagement, which is going disastrously wrong for Ice Power, in his favour. The Empire Knights will be broken down at what cost? A lot of Pistoliers are still alive and fine, and all handguns are still doing a good job. Skink Oracle, with its short range, which is one of its drawbacks, is getting pushed away by handgunners. If you cannot shut down the handgunners, the Skink Oracle is not going to be able to win the day. Chameleon Skinks, I should say, are hopping on top of the Great Cannon now, but Volkmar is here to protect his baby boys, and he will easily dismantle these chameleons. But they might better break the Great Cannon first, which would be good news for them. We do have Cowboy Spear Riders driving into the heart of this Empire force now, but what do they meet? A wall of bullets straight to the face, and the cavalry is really getting heavily dealt with now. In the distance, Skink Oracle is going to feast upon the souls of some Pistoliers. Saurus Spearmen have broken through the front line, trying to shut down this triple handgunner threat, but with the support of the Pistoliers, it's looking pretty good for the force of the Empire right now, and this is a really fun matchup all round, I think, Empire versus Lizardmen, and it's been a spicy one. Handgunners are going to finish off the Cowboy Spear Riders, which is very good news for them, but there are Stalkers as well as Spearmen on top of the Handgunners now. We're going to be seeing a fat burning head come down on the Saurus Spearmen. Empire Knights get countercharged by the Skink Oracle, who has an Earthblood and Opal Amulet popped. Should be able to beat back those Horsemen, but it might take him quite a considerable time. Oxotl up to 51 kills, down to 19 ammunition though. Probably also focus down these Wizards. Looks like he's going after the Great Cannon at the moment, but he is scaling damage. So these Bright Wizards who are weak, he will do massive damage to them. So focus firing them down might be a good idea. Empire Knights are pinning that Oracle in place. And I've just seen a triple attack order, and I think we all know what it is. 3 handgunners going to be going after our boy here. We do see a fireball come down from the Bright Wizard, aiming at the Skink Oracle, who does manage to just about dodge it, but like a spicy curry, he does get the fire coming out of his bum there, unfortunately. Great Cannon just about misses him. It looks like we're going to get another Earthblood, but I don't think the Skink Oracle's most likely paid for itself here, unfortunately. Saurus Spears continue to try to push, but the Lizardmen are running out of steam, and it looks like the reign of King Grombrind may be coming to an end. Is there any way he can scrap back into this? We have Chameleon Skinks, or Stalkers, but they're being dragged off. The Great Cannon is back online. It's lost 1 artillery piece. Volkmar the Grim, the true Chad of the Empire forces, is full health. And I don't think there's much hope. I don't think they can drag him down full health, particularly if the Oracle gets forced off. I mean, it's still alive. The Empire Knights are leaving it away now, but with the handgunners to protect Volkmar, I mean, like, the Oracle doesn't even have that much ammo left to even kill Volkmar. Banishment goes down on the Saurus Spears, followed up by a Burning Head, which is a slight overkill, but again, they're probably going to need it. They are going to be Spearmen, and Spearmen do not fare well against Saurus. So some good damage on the Saurus Spearmen, who still may win that engagement regardless. Oxotl is now being hunted down by Volkmar the Grim, who can struggle to actually get a good connection with him because of the poison, but he can indeed do it. Skink Oracle tries to float out over to this flank, but there are handgunners, and they are looking for a new scaly hat and boots, and they found it in the form of the Oracle. That was a great game. Well played to Ice Power. He did a fantastic job, and King Grombrind. Everyone bowed before the king. The king is dead, but not before getting a 4-game win streak. I need to write that down somewhere so we remember. 4. Boop. That is the current target to beat. And he put up a good fight. Oxyotl, 1,000 damage value, 66 kills. But yeah, the poor little Skink Oracle, only 980. I do not think he's given this matchup. Well, he's given this matchup to kill Volkmar, but his short range can make him struggle up against cannons, skirmish cav, and handgunners. There's a lot of counters. The Stalkers did a decent job trying to protect the skirmish. Chameleon Skinks did perform pretty well, 691. And the Saurus across the board just still got a lot of kills, but not on top of the key targets. Likewise, the cavalry was dealt with rather well by Ice. Now, he loves to play Empire in this format. Little cheat code for you guys. If you come against Ice Power, this is the type of build he likes. He likes to bring really great builds that he's designed time and time again. So he practices, gets better and better with them, and then adjusts them to, counter certain builds. And he's an amazing player with it. But this is something I've seen him bring a ton. Triple handgunners, 850, 1,750 damage value to kill all the large troops, and then Volkmar to kill all the infantry at 1.2 on him. 527 and 20 on the wizards respectively. Spearmen aren't going to get much damage value, but they hold the line for a long time. And the Empire Knights performed a pretty good 400 and 800 damage value, but hunting down key targets. Pistoliers doing okay. They were shivering up before the battle, and the Great Cannon not doing it too great. But again, applying long-range pressure. Thanks for the game. Good luck, buddy. Awesome sportsmanship by Grombrind as always. GG. There is a new king in town. So, let's switch the map up. And invite the next player. So, up next, it shall be Complex. Complex, you are up. But password 123. Cool, Shetland. I'll add your name to the list. I was going to go for about another hour, but we're getting close because Hayden just dropped out. Maybe, man, maybe. If not, I'll try and get you in next time. So what I'm doing with the King of the Hills, people who sign up but can't play, I will try to give them a 30-minute opening where they can apply for the King of the Hill before anyone else can. General Kenobi. Hey. So Complex is Sons of the Mountain. I believe he's a relatively new recruit for them. Going to be looking to try to get some vengeance for his fallen king. Grombrind performed amazing. I will switch the... Oh, did that wrong. We'll switch all the banners and stuff around in a minute. But let's get these guys building their builds first. So let's pop away. Quack, 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 frog. Hell yeah. So this is for Ice Power because he's on the left. So this is Tomb Kings for Ice. Tomb King versus... Let's have a little look. Complex is relatively new, I think, to my player scene. I'm always slow to announcements. Yeah, it kind of sucks that it's kind of hard to see. Against Beastmen. Used to be a bad matchup for Beastmen, but that could be changed now. So Ice is TK. Complex is Beastman. And then let's change this round. Cool. So we'll take out Beastman. Add in the Glorious Empire. Add in the Beautiful Dinos. And take out Tomb Kings. Cool. Now this is a really fun format of tournament because you see players bring stuff that they normally wouldn't bring. And we'll see a lot of matchups you would never see before as well. So Icepower has got one now. King Grombrind. Man, if you do watch this back, you did your people proud, dude. Coming up with 4 back-to-back victories is certainly no joke. And we did get some glorious love as well from the forces of the dwarfs. But up next is Complex. Boop, boop, there we go. But there is a new king. A new king has arisen in the realms, which could obviously be relatively terrifying. Oh no, Complex seems to have dropped. Ice Powers S tier for sure. Yeah, man, he's a tough one. Man, it's so nice to see so many ducks in chat. The religion of duck is spreading. It really is. The great duck invasion shall begin. It shall begin. What's up, Zach? How are you doing, bud? Great to see you, man. I hope you got to see the cool little video that came out today with your inspired build. Zach, you silly goose. All the snakes. She better be on a snake. I want to see all the snakes, yes. Complex, where are you, buddy? I'll send a message. His game might have crashed. Did your game crash? Obviously, with new DLCs and stuff, games can tend to crash and all that stuff. Boo, boo, boo. Cool. Looks like we are all good. Just checking out a load of messages I got sent. But we're back. And Complex is here. I'm back. Awesome. Let's go. Khalida plus 0 gold build equals dead beastmen. Ice Power is fired up right now, ready for vengeance. Lots of ducks in chat, not a single pancake in sight. It's such a waste. Lord Corn. Lord Corn. I think it's quite funny that most of the roster speculation for Korn from 3 years ago is 80% accurate. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to guess, I guess. You just go off their tabletop models. I think factions like Cafe are going to be harder to guess, but we have some knowledge on them as well. But yeah, the Korn stuff, Larry Mad, is looking pretty fun. The little motorbike is amazing. The most pure genius tactic. Grins and Castilian Creed. Yeah, sometimes you just need to mix up with other stuff. I agree, Shetland, man. People get so used to certain matchups that when you get these weird matchups, they don't know how to deal with it. And they don't know what to do. Where's my goose gang? Wait, the ducks and the goose are allies. Me and Geese Howard have spoken about this many a time. Many a time. In the Great Bread Wars. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying, make sure to leave a thumbs up, by the way. If you're enjoying this glorious content, feel free to subscribe as well. If you want to support in any way, there's links down below to all that glorious stuff, but also to my Discord where you can get involved in events like this. God, why are Beastmen units so expensive now? I mean, if you try to fit everything in, for sure. The big beasties might not be great here, because we're definitely going to be seeing Khalida and some sneaky snakes with their anti-large. But it'd be fun. I love her little sigil here, Khalida's. Look at that little snake go. That's very cool. Yeah, I feel like Ice is going to betray Marathi. I don't think you've ever seen a Duck of War Shetland. Maybe the civilian ducks, but you need to see a vicious duck, man. I saw a video of a chess grandmaster, so in theory, right, a master of tactical battlefields, getting chased off by some ducks. I saw it in a video. So, ducks, more tactically minded than chess people. We're limited to 1 OP. Joke's fine, yeah. Yeah. 1 Wargore on Chariot Max. No, is the stream dead? Larry! A Moody Goose is a scary thing for sure, though. I'm still in the lobby. So, my internet's not cut out. What do we think of swans? I immediately had to look up. It does exist. It's, oh, something Rosen? Something Rosen Shetland. Is the, Eric Rosen, maybe. Yeah, the 750 is fine. Eric Rosen, I think, is the chess player. I'll try and find it for you. Storks can be evil. 100%. Larry, stay with us. Stay with us, Larry. Oh, for sure, Emperor. For sure they're vicious. Herons are angry, man. And, like, so once, I was a kid. I was, like, really young at this point. So, think a little baby duckling. I was living in my house. And we had, like, a tiny little, small pond in our back garden. And I, like, run to my parents. I'm like, guys, there's a pterodactyl. There's a dinosaur in our back garden. Which, obviously, they're like, the dinosaurs aren't around anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, for real, I'm, like, freaking out as a kid. And they come into the back, and they see this gigantic beast of a bird, like, gobbling up fish, and, like, yeeting away. And, like, even when I speak to them about it now, they're like, in fairness to you, like, before you're overreacting, it is the biggest heron they've ever seen, this, like, huge beast of a bird, and that has been burned into my mind ever since. And that's probably why I like pterodons. Gotham Chess is my favourite chess YouTuber, for sure. Look up pigeons assassinating rival pigeons using trains. Terrifying. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Gotham Chess is great, particularly for newer chess players. And it depends what you're into. There's a little bit of everything. I'm not, like, super into it, but the last, like, 6 months or so I've been getting into chess. I'm pretty awful, but it's good fun. Pigeon Mafia train. Alright, here we are. Oh, let's have a nice little stretch. Oh my god, and if you guys heard that in my mic, my chest just clicked, like, super loud. So, for the forces of the Tomb Kings, come in with a badass colour scheme, at least for the banners. Do the units look cooler? I think so. I'm going to call it. Skeleton Spearmen dotted all the way along. We do have the Chosen of the Gods, as well as the Eyes of the Desert, the regiment renowned sneakiest of all snakes. These guys look badass as always. So we do have some sneaky snakes. We have a Tomb Scorpion, a couple of Skeleton Chariots. Chariots is something I certainly like for this faction. With a Leech Priest of Death with Spirit Leech. I'm thinking of adding in, so there's a campaign exclusive Leech Priest of Shadows, which I'm thinking I'm going to allow Tomb Kings to bring in multiplayer tournaments, because I don't know why it's banned really. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. We have Tomb Scorpions, and we have High Queen Khalida as well. Good stuff. For the forces of the Beastmen, we do have the Destroyers of Drakwold, Ungors as well, dotted all the way along, mixed in with some Gore Herds. We have 1, 2, 3 Ungor Raiders. We have a Brave Shaman of Beast with Flock of Doom and Manticore Summon, which is a very expensive spell now. We do have Torox the Brass Bull, a raging bull who shall bring the fiery inferno of death to your doorstep at no additional charge. Comes in with Brass Body, Blood Beast, Rune Tortured Axes, Slaughter Call, all the goodies. We have double Ferromanticore in the sky. I don't know what it is, but this new sigil for them, a lot of the big monsters got sigils, so they're more easily recognizable. I'm so much more scared of Manticores with this sigil. I don't know what it is. It freaks me out. We have some Harpies as well to support, and I think that's about it. Yeah, looking pretty cool. Some Warhounds. Very weird build from the Beastmen. It's just very wide and cheap, which I guess is no Tomb Guard, but these Skeleton Chariots are going to have an absolute whale of a time up against this build. I mean, technically birds are a type of dinosaur. It's correct. It is correct. Chickens are tiny raptors. Yeah, the dinosaurs are kind of been dragged down, but their time shall come, Shetland. The ducks shall rise. They shall rise. Yeah, the stalkers are so cool. I heard 5D chess with multiverse time travel is a good starter. Oh my god. I'd love to see some Besticles as well. Is this guy better than the generic version? I really like the generic Doom Bull as well, because his dazed ability is very good. But yeah, Torox is an absolute tank. He's more expensive, so he's fulfilling a different role than the Doom Bull. But Torox just doesn't like dying, really. He's 130 armor, and is a very powerful duelist all round. He can duel single entities as well as infantry really happily. He'll go to town on the Tomb Scorpion. High Queen Khalida be a fun duel. She's got poison, and is a melee expert, but I think Torx would win that fight straight up, but she is more likely to have support. Destroyers of Ratwald are getting destroyed. Tomb Scorpion hopping in with the High Queen herself. Goreherds are starting to pile in. You can see these guys running straight into the enemy battle line, trying to chew them up. These skeleton chariots, man, are going to be disgusting here. The one has been bogged down slightly and is losing a considerable amount of HP now that Torx is in the party. And they're being focused down by archer fire. Man, those chariots down about half health. That's some interesting stuff to see them go down so quickly. They're not as good as boar chariots at the moment or the new and improved razor boar chariots. In the back line, it is messy. It looks like 2 Warhounds are going to get forced off the field, which is unfortunate because they're so close to the edge of the battle. Manticores are eating the horsemen, but the High Queen's here as well as the sneaky stalkers. And now Manticore has been forced to rampage. It won't be able to escape, and the High Queen shall have her day. And this could be a loss for 2 Manticores. But in the main battle line, man, the Beastmen are starting to run through this Tomb King army. There's more hounds in the distance. We have a summoned Manticore on the field. It needs to shut down the Chosen of the Gods. And the chariots really are taking quite a pounder now. This is a lovely catch for Ice. I think he was down on the game if these Manticores got up and survived. But losing both your Manticores like this, I mean, this one should come back. But Complex needs to micromanage it straight away. Otherwise, the Chosen will be able to finish him off. But losing the Manticores like this is very painful, because the frontline fight was going really well for the Beastmen. They've just overrun a lot of the units. Torx is having a good time. Flock of Doom's catching a lot of these units out as well. But the chariots have survived, and that's a little scary here, particularly for these poor Ungor Raiders, who are simply going to get trodden on wheel over foot. Manticore is trying his best up against the Chosen of the Gods, but who is now supported by the sneakiest of all snakes, coming in here and doing some decent work. Manticores are alive, maybe together. If they use the power of friendship, they can bring down these Eyes of the Desert, but it is unlikely. Tomb Scorpion, very, very healthy still as well, and this can be able to dish through a decent amount of the infantry. Torx, of course, can bring it down, but Balanced Power now swooping in favour of the Tomb King forces as more chariots come crashing into the back of these spearmen, and that's just a bit of a limp charge. I say crashing, and they're just kind of like, we'll nudge you. But it is going to be enough to break the destroyers. They are terrified, running for their lives. Manticores are once again rampaging, just as they do try to hunt down that pesky Leech Priest of Death. Tomb Kings seem to be victorious on this fight on the right-hand side, but the left-hand side is a different affair. Balanced Power is in favour of the Tomb King forces, but they do currently have the summon here of the Ushopti. Brave Shaman doing a fantastic job. Torx has belly flopped onto the ground here for some reason, but we'll now be able to clear through a lot of these troops. A beautiful frontward roll executed perfectly, 10 out of 10. Does manage to delete a lot of these skeleton spearmen, but the Eyes of the Desert are going to apply so much pressure to Torx now. So much. They can really dish it out here. Chariots are moving in to try to finish off the remainder of the infantry. Ungor Spearherds are done for. And now the poor Brave Shaman and Torx have no more troops to saturate in on, though a nice Flock of Doom is cast there. Good play by Complex, realising and reading the situation of the bunch up, and punishing Ice Power for blobbing up as he did there. Manticore's finished off, Destroyers are running for their lives. Beastmen seem to be really out of this fight right now. Ungor Raiders have returned. GG, oh no, it looks like good luck, have fun, good to see. Torx is still alive and healthy right now. The Ushopti are done for, but he needs to get over here and support the Brave Shaman. Brave Shaman can do a lot of good work on the infantry on this chariot, but if he tangles with the Eyes of the Desert, he will die. Torx needs to, and he's like running away from these guys because they're anti-large. He has to engage them in combat with the Shaman at the same time, because there's nothing else in his build which can kill these guys. So you can pull Torx over here and pick off a few units, but the snakes will simply be waiting for you when you return, and you're going to lose your Brave Shaman at the same time. Brave Shaman shatters, and that is going to be GG's and game. Very well played though. That was pretty brutal stuff. These guys going toe-to-toe there. And a Pyrrhic victory for Ice. I mean, a lot of his troops were quite healthy in the end game. But in the mid-stage, his front line was getting punished. A really fun build coming in by Complex there, new member of Sons of the Mountain. Relatively new to the MyPlayer scene, and pin up a very good fight up against one of the top dons at the moment in the form of Ice Power. High Queen, 600 damage value. Not too shabby. The skeletons didn't do too much, of course, they just died. Horsemen performed really well across the board. 660, 700 damage value, that kind of ballpark. Chariots, though, 800 with 128 kills and 257 kills, 1,384 damage value, saving his infantry from the hordes of beastmen. Tomb Scorpion didn't perform well at all. 345 damage value, but it was basically full health at the end of the game. Chosen of the Gods, nearly 800 damage value. Only 640 in the Eyes of the Desert, which is surprising. Torques the Brass Ball, only 442. Not great by him. 456 on the Brave Shaman as well. And I don't think there's going to be any big winners here for the damage value. No, not really. Even the Manticores really struggled. Having those guys picked off early was a big loss for Complex all round. Also build probably too chaff heavy. Yeah, I think so. It's a little too chaff heavy. But you know, it's GG when you get into the back line. It was that doggo first engagement. I agree there with Ice. You did good, champ, if you are coming back and watching this. That first engagement really cost you with the Manticores. So we're going to move to Iron Sand Desert next. Drown the Lord in chaff. Ice is doing the common strat of ignoring powerful lords to the end. That can work really well. Yeah, the chariots were a really nice counter pick to what Complex had brought, and that kind of punished him quite badly with the very infantry heavy build. So Ice is up to 2 now. He's got a long way to go though. Grombrind, of course, did get 4 wins, so that's going to be tough to match up to. So let's go and have a look at the list. King of the Hill. Up next. It was going to be Hadri's, but Hadri's has unfortunately had to bow out here, which is really sad. I don't think I've had Hadri's much on the channel, so we are going to message him, try and get him to do a best of 7 with someone up on the channel. I think could be quite good fun. But Stormrunner, it is your time. You are up, champion. So we're going to have a bit of DBD versus XMD madness here. So Ice Power's up to 2. We will change the name of Complex to Storm. Boop. And let's get their faction pick for them. So I believe we fixed this, so it should be all good. And let's rumble. So this is going to be for Ice first, because he's on the left. Chariots are super good, man, for sure. They can be lawnmowers. Hey, Doc, glad to see you streaming again. Hey, James, glad to see you watching again, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ice Power's getting Dark Elves. Oh, don't worry, CJ. It happens to everyone, man. I've been running by Ice more times than I can remember. Ice is going to be Dark Elves. This is going to be a scary one for Storm. Very scary for Storm. Let's see what he gets, though. Empire. So we get a bit of Dark Elf versus Empire action. Let's pop in here. Looks like Storm hasn't appeared yet. Let's see if we can invite him. Where are you hiding, Storm? There we are. Boop. Drop on an invite. Looks like he's online, which is good news. It is Dark Elves for you. Ice is going to be very happy. Versus Empire. Enter Mama, of course. GG's. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Where did I get the Warhammer randomizer? So, it's called Ranald's Gift. It's really cool. Oh. You can pick any lord. But it was Malekith. Though I heard Malice was the real Chad. Just pin it out there. No pressure. No pressure, I'm just putting it out there. You love Besticles? Besticles are really fun, man. Yeah, Randall's Gift. There we go. Cool. So we can add back in Beastmen. Take out Dark Elves. Take out Empire. And add back in the other faction. Which is Tomb Kings. Cool, Storm is in. Hey, Storm. You are Empire versus Edgy Elves. Rigged! Malice or Riot! Malice or Riot! He doesn't bring Nelossi or Malice. He's a fake Dark Elf player. Ricard for Malice. The people have spoken. I don't know if Ice is still watching. But the people have spoken. Always Marathi. He does love Marathi. Let's quickly check Discord, make sure we have no questions. Just letting know, Dillatron, I can add you to the list. But it is unlikely we will get that far down. So, at some point, I'm going to sit down, prepare for it heavily, and do like a 5-hour King of the Hill stream at some point, just so we can get through like so many people. At some point, I don't know when that's going to be. Foot Malice. People demand Foot Malice. I think he might bring Malekith. Everyone loves Marathi, but Marathi doesn't love you. This is the sad truth of being a Marathi simp for these poor fellows. This is why you go for the Blood Rack Medusa instead of Marathi. I've been telling people. Such a meme lord. Foot Malice is hilarious. Malice on Spite is better. Much better. Because you need to be able to move around when you're in Tzarkan form. Otherwise you're really going to struggle. Hope you guys are enjoying so far though, by the way. I see we have nearly 150 ducklings out there watching. If you guys are enjoying, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Yell quack at me. And vibe and have a good time. Feel free to subscribe as well. We're actually bumping up in subscribers quite a bit. Obviously the DLC is out. A lot of new interest in the community right now. And we're gunning for it. It's really fun. It's really cool. Futterkith or Futterbrong or Malice. I think he's going to go for one of them, real human being. I don't think we're going to see Marathi here. I don't think it's likely. My favourite thing is when Ice Player plays Marathi and then she gets assassinated at the start of the game, but he still wins. And then it's like, oh, is it really a win because you lost Marathi? Yeah, Malekith... Oh no, Marathi, sorry, caused basically the Dwarf and High Elf Empires to fall. Or part of the reason. The Dwarfs still would have had a mighty empire. After their victory in the War of the Beard. Though far weakened, the High Elves did a bucket ton of damage to them. Like a Pyrrhic victory type situation for the Dwarfs, right? But the old ones may have accidentally shifted the plates underneath the earth. I'm sure it was to stop chaos or something important, but unfortunately by doing so, it opened up gaps and holes underneath the Dwarvish Empire, and then Skaven and Greenskins flooded in, and kind of the same situation where the High Elves were beaten quite badly, like the High Elves and Dwarves were both weakened heavily by the War of Vengeance, or the War of the Beard, whatever way you want to see it, and then the High Elves were assaulted by the Dark Elves, and the Dwarves were assaulted by Gobos and Skaven, so not been a good day for either of them, really. It'd be cool to see them at the height of their power as well. Cool, looks like the Empire are ready. I have heard your pleas. Have I completed the Cinnamon Challenge? Is the Cinnamon Challenge something that happened a few years ago where you had to like eat a mouthful of cinnamon or something? If so, no. I did the Drinking Challenge when that was a thing. You had to drink like a drink. Palpatine's voice, good. Yeah, Marathi's done a lot of stuff. She's done a lot of stuff in her life. Not much of it's been good. But, you know, she still has her admirers. People can still be fans. I was doing a comment. Oh no, sorry, I was reading. That's an old message. Alright. Let's do this. So, for the forces of Ice Power and his Dark Elves, he has gone very traditional in the fact he has brought a load of Scourge Runner chariots and a cheap front line of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords all the way along. But we do have Malice Darkblade, the elf so powerful he can just about contain the Raging Demon which has been trapped inside his soul. Which is yeah, not a bad backstory to have, honestly. I believe Malice, there's some really good books about Malice. I've read the first one. I think the books came before he was in the game, and they loved the books so much they made him a character in Total War and in Warhammer, and of course he's then come into Total War. He has the Blood Price and the Demon Curse, as well as Tzarkan or Zarkan, depends how you want to pronounce it, as his ability. We have the Chill of Sontar, so a load of cheap troops. Chill of Sontar, Sorceress of Fire with Burning Head and Fireball, Knights of the Ebon Claw and double Dark Riders, the Knights of Ebon Claw with their beautifully crafted shields, the turquoise looking bomb as always. I love the little antlers as well on their crowns. Will be coming to support Malice where possible. As for the forces of the Empire, we have Halberdiers as well as swordsmen dotted all the way around, some naked lunatics of Sigma in the central pocket, protecting a Hellblaster volley gun. Storm U Chad coming in as well with a Celestial Wizard, Curse of Midnight Wind, Wind Blast, and Harmonic Convergence. Double Knights of the Blazing Sun, General of the Empire, and a Witch Hunter. Storm is one of these players who can play off meta, but he's good enough that he can make it work. He really plays in his own style, and I love to see it. He is a really fun player to watch. You just never know what you're going to get. He has double crossbowmen as well to help support. Now, one problem is going to be those Scourge Runner chariots. I haven't seen a Witch Hunter in like 50 years. You know how there's a joke going around that if you talk about Skaven, Witch Hunters will find you? Well, if you speak about a Witch Hunter, the Skaven will come and assassinate you because they don't believe in Witch Hunters. They have Accusation as well as Slippery. Hellblaster could tear apart the Scourge Runners, but it's going to be tough. It doesn't have the best range. This is a really cool Empire build. I'm very excited to see it in action. I'm very excited. Yeah, this is a cool Dark Elf and a cool Empire build. Yeah, these are the chaddest builds. I'm very excited for this. The Chill's going to get in there. I mean, the General of the Empire. What? I just can't get over this. Who brings the General of the Empire? Look at him. He looks so badass. This is a regular geezer running the back of a freaking griffin. Madness. He's coming in with a Rune Fang as well. Plus 50% splash attack power. And base weapon damage and armor piercing. This is really cool. Big fan of this build, and this build. Fireball instantly is yeeted towards the Hellblaster volley gun. Troops do hop off the artillery piece, and that fireball destroys a model. That is rather unfortunate there for Stormer. That can often just miss or kill crewmen and do nothing to the Hellblasters. Scourge Runners are going to be advanced now, and the Hellblasters are going to be... Oh wait, did it survive? It still says 3 models. That's definitely... Yeah, I think it's lying to me. That definitely doesn't seem super operational. If that starts firing, I will be very surprised. Hellblasters instantly take flight, or bullets take flight, I suppose, at the Sorceress of Fire, doing some okay damage. Witch Hunter has popped up as well. She somehow popped a second fireball almost instantly. Is there 2 Firecasters? What? How did that happen? Second fireball within seconds of the first one. Hellblasters, though, are raining fire down on her. Accusation was popped as well. She is taking a pounding right now, down to 2,000 HP. Scourge Runners are going to be used in their combat sense here to ramrod the front line and try to beat back the swordsman, which certainly isn't a bad idea. Lovely flank overload coming with Malice and the Knights of Ebon Claw and the Chill of Sontar all on that right flank. Knights of Blazing Sun trying to push away Scourge Runner chariots, but now we have Dark Riders driving into the heart of the enemy. Hellblaster is absolutely done for. Dark Riders overwhelming them, and the crossbowmen are going to start to struggle. Knights of Blazing Sun do charge into this flank. They do fire damage, which is great up against the Chill, but the Knights of Ebon Claw are far more elite. There's Malice in here as well, and the other Knights are kind of out, just pottering around on the left-hand flank. We're getting overclassed Wind Blast, it seems, coming down the line doing some pretty decent damage here. But it is looking like the Dark Elves really have a bit between their teeth at the moment. General of the Empire probably wants to float over here and support or give up on this position and try to reallocate his forces elsewhere. Scourge Runner chariots are being dealt with by the Knights of the Blazing Sun, maybe, if they can just about catch them. This must be so frustrating. Look at the Knights just being dragged down off their horses as the crossbowmen do those 360 no-scope shooting, as they often do. Somehow it is to chase a little too far, but I'll now come back into the fray. We have Malice versus General of the Empire in glorious hand-to-hand combat. Look at his shield! It's so cool! And he's a slapping and clawing at Malice. But remember, if you almost kill Malice, he can always transform and come back better than ever. And it looks like... Is he popped to Zarkan's form already? No, he's just buffed himself with the blood price. Okay. Now, the Emperor... Oh my god, the General of the Empire, with all his buffs and harmonic convergence, is just beating the snot out of Malice right now. But the Chill of Sontar has come to save the day. And with that, I think the General is going to fall. He did some fantastic damage, much like the Red Crested Skink Chief earlier. proven that some of these generic lords can duel it with the best, but unfortunately getting surrounded and eventually overwhelmed. Well played to these two guys. Ice Power 884 damage value on Malice, and he didn't even transform. 931 into the Chill. 428 on the Sorcerers of Fire. Infantry didn't do too much. Some of it getting annihilated, others doing fine. Scourge Runners 870 and 411 damage value. One of the most pesky and annoying units in the game. Knights of Ebon Claw, 660. Dark Riders, 1,154 damage value. Those were the ones who shut down the Hellblaster. 344 on the other. As for Stormrunner, General of the Empire, 858 damage value. He was comfortably beaten Malice there, but the Chill rocking up really turned the tide. Likewise, the other heroes didn't do too much, and Swordsmen and Halberdiers did eventually get dragged down. Crossbowmen and Hellblaster just couldn't be protected. There was too many Dark Elves on the field. This is a full 20 stack. Oh no, 15 stack. And he just didn't have the potential. Like, the Knights of Pleasant Sun got dragged out to the left, and then all of a sudden gaps started to appear. Hellblaster, 564 damage value. Yeah, it was a 30-second cooldown. Those fireballs, I agree, were very fast. Fireballs were on double time, man. A whole 800 Malice value. That's amazing for Malice, come on. I don't know if you can count all his damage in both forms. No, I don't know. I haven't tested, actually, but I don't know. Up next, we have Cry. You are up, bud. Cry is actually going to be featured in a video tomorrow as well, which should be quite cool. So, little teaser for you. I actually recorded the video in advance there, because I got to do a lot to videos tomorrow to do the weekend, and I also want to stream. So, Cry is free. Let's lower his name a little bit. There we go. So Ice Power is up to 3. He needs one more win to level with Grombrind. I cast him as soon as I could. Yeah, man, that seemed insane. Runefang plus other buffs like Mind Razor, he'll beat Archeon one-on-one very easy. Yeah, he can become very powerful. Rip, yeah, man. He went down like a champ, though, right? No, what did I do? I'm losing my grip. What happened, real human being? Was I just going mental? It's quite possible. It's quite possible I've gone insane. These things do happen from time to time. So, let's get the armies ready. Oh, he said he can't see. Cry is free. Where you hiding? Is it Butonic? Maybe I'm being blind. Oh, there it is. Cool. And let's get the armies ready. And let's rumble. Let's see what these bad boys get. Reading old messages, Doc, a sure sign of madness. It always is. So we're getting Wood Elves for ice. So some more elf action for him. And we have to see what his counterpart is. Counterpart. Greenskins aren't as powerful as they once were, but they are still very powerful. Ice Power is a greenskin main as well, so you gotta be careful. Norska! So again, see some glorious Norscan action now. This is a really bad matchup for Norska because Wood Elves can just air cheese it. Salutations, sirs! Welcome! So it is Wood Elves for ice and Norska for Cry. And we'll switch the map up to let's do a Starling team. Only if the Mantacles use the power of family. It's true. I think you might be behind though. That was a little while ago. Yeah. It was 30 seconds between fireballs. Yeah, that was like rapid fire, wasn't it? It's like fireball, bam. It must have like 2 ones, firing 2 of them. Yeah, Wood Elf air spam, they can't win. You can use frost worms to decent effect and just 6 skirmish cavalry and try your best, but it is rough. He doesn't have to bring sisters, but he can do. You hippie elves. Oh no! Oh, I don't own Norscort, Beastman, or VP. I can re-roll. So he doesn't own Norska. So we aren't getting Norska, which is probably good for him. You don't have to air spam, that is true. He doesn't have Coast either. He doesn't own Norska, Beastman, or VP. Skaven it is. Cool. Skaven. Yes, yes. I think Ice Power loses greenskins on purpose to prove a point. Was where I was going there. Oh, okay. Okay, for sure. For sure. Yeah, some don't have all the DLCs. You don't need the DLCs. Wood Elf Mirror, we demand it. Back to work, rooting for Cry on this one. Bring down the he who shall not be named. Catch you later, Cat Morgan. Thank you for tuning in, man. You're always such a huge support of the channel, and I really appreciate it, man. Love to see you here, dude. Ratman Avenger time. I haven't seen the new the Black Widow movie yet, but I'm going to. You should remind me there. The Ratman Avengers, get out the little ducks. The way I like it. Another hard counter, the way I like it. Wood Elves are very good in a few matchups. Skaven can certainly do bits here, though. Wood Elves are relatively squishy, and the Skaven have a load of potential to punish enemies long range. I would love to see Ice Power here go for a full Treeman Vanguard build. Ancient Treeman Oldurfu, a Treeman buddy to accompany him, Dryads, Treekin, all behind the enemy battle line with some branch wraiths. That's what I want to see. It's a good map for it as well. No, I think Real Human Being and Cry is freer friends. Hatter House saying the Wood Elves will prevail. He's confident in his Wood Elf boys. So, it's getting towards end stream time. So what we're probably going to do is do this one, and then do Cowboy next, and then we'll probably have to close it off there. So, Emperor, Krell, Shetland, and Dilatron. You guys, next time I do a King of the Hill, I'll message you guys 30 minutes before everyone else, and see if I can give you guys a early spot in the next King of the Hill. That's what I did with Grombrind today, for example, because he just missed out, and then he got to play for a decent run there. So we're going to go up against Cry, and then we're going to have Cowboy in, and that'll be the end. Unless, obviously, Cowboy can't play, then the Emperor will step in, and if he can't play, Krell will step in, and so on, and so on. Apologies about that, but I can't stream forever, I'm afraid. We did a big one yesterday, and I need to save my voice for tomorrow a bit. Time to kill tree fins. No, no. No, no. Not that Skaven are real, of course. Yes, yes. Maybe we get a super weak Wildwood Ranger rush that dies quickly and no one has any fun. I like this idea. It's a strong build. Next time I'll claim to not own the faction until I get a good matchup. Like, yeah, I don't own Lizardmen. I don't own Skaven. What are you talking about? I could stream forever. That is arguably true. I'm just saying, man. Could play stream forever. I was at one point going to do a 24-hour stream, and then I got heavily advised not to by a doctor. They were like, no, don't you do that, so I didn't. because my sleep is pretty problematic as it is. So they were like, stream for 24 hours is very dumb. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. But I am going to do like a big fat 5-hour stream at some point for King of the Hill, like we did yesterday, but King of the Hill style in the future. Because I've been feeling really good and doing some great like streams recently. They've been really fun, quite a bit. So I'm gonna let the Wood Elves deploy first, because I think we all know what's going to happen here. We'll go through the Skaven first. We have some Rat Ogres, 1, 2, 4 Wolf Rats as well of Poison, chevroned up quite considerably, 2 triple Poison Wind Mortars. These guys can decimate Dryads, but they need to be very careful, because Wood Elves are so good at rushing. A load of Clan Rats with Spears, dotted all the way along, and Skaven Slaves. Cry. I'm speechless right now. I'm just going to leave this here for you guys for a second. Soak in the glory of what the Skaven have brought to the table. We have Tretch Craventail coming in with the Lucky Skull Helm, as well as Tretch Raiders and all that good stuff. Scurry away. It's beautiful. I love it all. I love it all so much. We also have a Plague Priest coming in with the summons as expected. This could be very messy though, because as you can see, the entire Wood Elf army is vanguarded. We have Wild Riders, we have Glade Riders, we have Dryads dotted all the way along the front line, backed up by more Wild Riders. We have a Branch Wraith with Earthblood and Durfu. This is a pairing I really quite like. Durfu coming in with Sword of Daith and Flock of Doom. Oh my god, I wonder if Sword of Daith is as powerful as Flock of Doom is now, with the area of effect changes. We also have double Deepwood Scouts, and a Waystalker with Arrows of Kurnos. This is going to get bloody fast. The problem for the Skaven is, all their damage output is on those Poison Wind Mortars. They will not be firing for long. They will not be firing for long. They did buff Skullhelm. The Skullhelm is actually super lit. Even if he loses, he wins. I mean, that's a good point. Cry, you amazingly beautiful man. Tretchpog. The meme. Tretch's special weapon is a back scratcher. What a lord. He already won. Oh, I love this. Oh yeah, I go back and watch the trailers from time to time. They're very cool. So at this point, the Skaven forces know they done messed up here. Poison Wind Mortars need to fall back, because those Deepwood Scouts will put a big punch on the Poison Mortars, who are currently trying to turn to face the enemy. Clan Rats will be put their bodies on the line to try to hold the enemy back. A load of the Wolf Rats are about to be charged, and you do not want to be charged by Glade Riders, particularly Wild Riders as well. I mean, they're doing a good job actually. It looks like the Glade Riders weren't given a charge orders, and the Wolf Rats are actually tearing them to pieces. Rat Ogres are being focused down by the Deepwood Scouts. Poison Mortars are turning to engage with their enemy. Wild Riders crashing in all across the battle line. The Horn of the Wild Hunt certainly has been blown in the deep. Dryads again finished off. Kretch, I can't call him Kretch instead of Tretch. Tretch going balls to the wall, straight for Durfu. That 73 melee attack not able to bust open. That 70 melee defense of Tretch. Flock of Doom does come down, catching Poison and Mortars, Rat Ogres, and some of the Skaven Slaves. Rat Ogres do countercharge the Wild Riders. The problem with Rat Ogres is they are relatively squishy, so they're going to be taking a bucket ton of damage here as well. We're not doing too terrible up against the Wild Riders there. 2 of the Poison Wind Mortars are still happy firing right now. The other one is being hunted down by Durfu, which is not a good day for them. Plague Monk Summon has gone down in the back with these Clan Rats to try and finish off the Deepwood Scouts, who are getting gobbled up right about now and gassed out in poison. It looks like the Wolf Rats did a really good job dragging down Wild Riders and forcing off those Glade Riders. That's what you can get by charging these real squishy, high shock cavalry. As if you charge them and they don't charge you, they're going to feel the burn. Somehow, all the mortars are currently up and active. They don't have the best targets, but finishing off the Wild Riders is a good shout. There's also some Dryads over here to help finish off. Durfu is going to be a menace in the night. Tretch is just going toe-to-toe, but every hit he takes is huge chunks of AP coming off him. But Durfu is also going to be up a little bit. It looks like the Plague Priest probably wants to fall back, do some more summons. Wild Riders are looking healthy here, and we have another Flock of Doom coming in. Wild Riders charging into the deep. The Poison Wind Mortars are no longer protected. Wild Riders are going to have a fantastic day. The Skaven are pushed out, looking to chase off elements of this Wood Elf build. Tretchman, what is going on? My boy, he is doing work right now. Up to 600 damage value. Droids are here, though, looking to surround him, and he really won't enjoy that. We do have some summoned clan rats trying to pin in the Wild Riders, but all the poison mortars are now shut down and shattered, and that's a huge loss for the force of Skaven. On the left-hand side, they still have a load of troops who can emerge once again. A lot of the infantry is dead for the Wood Elves, but a lot of the cavalry doth remain. Clan rats with spears will be rear-attacking the Wild Riders, which is good news for them, and the bad news for the Wild Riders, though they are able to pull out, kind of looking through the little gaps there, just ignoring the summon where possible, which is a good way to play this. Tretch is trying to leg it away from the Dryads, and this is a matchup he really does not want. So yeah, he wants to try to turn and get after Durfu once more, I think. Poison Wars do unleash a salvo of missiles there into the Dryads, but they do manage to fall back. Tretch is struggling a little bit as an Earthblood does go down, healing up the Wild Riders. A load of Skaven forces can come back, but they're all Skaven slaves and clan rats. And in the back line, the skirmish of the Deepwood Scouts has kept them alive, poking down rat ogres who are trying to finish off a lot of the Wood Elf forces. I think Wood Elves are in a massive state of advantage here. It's been a good game, though. Considering how the builds went, I think Cry is Free actually did a fantastic job. Tretch Craventail is looking quite worse for wears right now. Surrounded by Dryads, a Branch Wraith, and in comes the big papa himself, Durfu. Sword raised high, and a slap to the side of Tretch, who somehow manages to stay on his feet. He is definitely screaming, "Stay here, lads, I'll go get help," and flees from the battlefield. He flees! Tretch over Durfu, 100% confirmed. Tretch has this. Tretch has just stood there. What a lad. What a lad. I told you what else would prevail. Hatter House 710. You know, like every big sporting event, like World Cup or Euros for football, there's like an octopus which can predict the future, allegedly, and it does all the scores, or a dog who knows the future, or a time traveler, I think it was this time. Maybe Hatter House is our, like, prophecy guy. He can predict who's going to win every matchup. We'll have to wait and see. So, Ice Power, 1.3k damage value on the mighty Durfu. Branch Wraith only 200. But the Dryads really did get eviscerated for the most part. Deepwood Scouts did okay in the later stages. Oh my god, the Glade Riders have new calling cards as well. They look cool. It really was the Wild Riders who carried the day. 522 value, but 2,100 and 2,600. I enjoyed this style of build. If you take out Durfu and the Branch Wraith and add in a Glade Lord with the Helm of Discord on a dragon, it can be real fun. Tretch got 4 kills, 675 damage of value, and Tretch doesn't die super easy. He can be relatively tanky for a Skaven Lord, but he also doesn't bring much damage output, and that's why I'm not the biggest fan of him. Plague Priest suffered, but those summons were pretty nice. Poison Winds, 440, 935, and 800 damage value. Not too shabby whatsoever. Wolf Rats, particularly these two on the left flank, did a beautiful work dragging down Wild Riders and Glade Riders. Thanks, Duck. No worries, man. GG. Last match coming up. You are tied with Grombrind at the moment. So, let's mix up the map and go Aldorf Outskirts. So up next, it is Cowboy. Your time to shine, bud. If he can't make it, because it says he's on off. Oh no, he is here. He is here. Okay. Cool. Boop. Let's add him on Steam. Which means I have to close everything, but hopefully it shall stay. Let's get him added, and then we'll swap their builds. Cool. So invite has been sent, bud. Let's get everything back up. Cool. I have sent friend code, or friend request. I needed one more Wolf Rat and to cut Tretch, of course. Man, you played good, dude. I like the build. It was ballsy. Yeah, initially it's been good for Skaven. Once those Wild Riders get in, man, it's tough. It's tough for sure. So, let's update the scoreboard first. So I don't know if you guys remember, But Grombrind got 4 wins. Ice Power is now on 4 as well. Only one man can stop him, and that is the Cowboy himself, which I think his name was actually Cowboy. Cowboy Bob. So we will call him CW. Oh no. I don't know why I was thinking CW. Oh no, we'll just do Cowboy. Cowboy is cool enough. There we go. So. There we go, it's an invite. Yeah, missing that. So, yeah, that ice, that honestly nearly cost it. Those Wild Riders and Glade Riders on the left flank missing the charge. Wolf Rats chevroned up, beat them in combat if they get the charge and the Wild Riders don't charge back. And that was scary. That was scary for sure. But you did good, man, Ice. Very good. You managed to break into the back line. I love the build as well. Very fun and thematic. So, let's move up to this one now. So we need to take out, add back in Dark Elves. Add back in Empire. And then take out Wood Elves. And those pesky little rat fins. And we're good to go. So Ice Power first. We'll see what he gets. Ice Power almost couldn't handle the Tretchen. Tretch came in, man. So Lizard Men for the mighty Ice Power. I feel like the people were yelling the Kai earlier. Did you guys yell the Kai earlier? Am I imagining thing, guys? I feel like if you all yelled the Kai, maybe Ice Power would pick them. But that's just a hunch. Up against Bretonia. Which is actually a pretty fun matchup. I'm interested to see the changes to poison, if it affects the Bretonians that much. We'll have to wait and find out. But I haven't seen this matchup, actually, since everything's been changed. Excited for the opportunity to play? Thanks, guys. Hey. Happy to have you here, man. So, it is Lizard Men for Ice. And Brett for the Cowboy. Which makes sense, right? He's a cowboy, he likes horses, and then we get horses. Real human being, you should do a tournament where you only bring where the only faction is vampire counts and you have to bring Ghost. I'm gonna cry. I'm crying internally right now just from the thought of the idea. Did you know a male duck is actually called a drake? Exactly. So ducks are dragons. Yeah, this is a fun matchup. Quack, quack, quack. Lots of quacks have appeared randomly. We've seen Oxyotl twice today, I think. Just turned off stream. Let's go. No worries, man. Ice Power is coming in with the Nakai Boy. Having some lovely water. Tic-Tac-Toe would be good too. Tic-Tac-Toe's been buffed. He's cheaper now, which is nice. Maybe a bit of an essential pickup against Beastmen, because you can hunt down Malgor. Some Quackgar. Oh my god, Quackgar. With like a little duck face on Grimlock. That'd be amazing. One day there'll be a duck in the game. I'm determined. Just anywhere. Like if it's hidden behind a tree on a map or something. It's a little rubber duck just vibing. That'd be great. So this is the last battle of today, guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying. If you have, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. All that good standard YouTube-y stuff. If you'd like to support the channel, you can in multiple ways. There's links down below to my Patreon, my Discord, all that kind of cool stuff. But yes, Tehenwin for the win. Tehenwin may be pretty good now. His Law of Magic's very nice. In, like, they've changed Pan's Impenetrable Pelt and stuff. It is a way cooler spell now. It's so good. I really love the Impenetrable Pelt now. I feel like a Coatl is a beast created from, like, a million ducks. So when a million ducks are massed together, their bodies kind of form into scales, and they swarm together to become a Coatl. Raptor! Mr. Raptor! Mods to the rescue for that rubber duck. Yeah, we need to get it in there somewhere. Gotta go. Thanks for the stream. No worries, Blackthorn. Thank you for tuning in, man. As always. Always happy to have you here. True legend in the DBD clan. What we need to do, realistically, we can get, we need Raptor. So, like, you know when you get, like, someone who mains a faction? So, like, Ice Power's Dark Elves. We need a tournament where everyone gets to bring their main faction. Raptor's allowed to bring any faction as long as he brings Halberds, because he's a Halberd main. There is a dark Easter egg, but only if you are defending Altdorf as Marathi and attacking with Cetra. It's sitting above the gatehouse, I promise, not made up at all. Flock of Ducks, yeah! Flock of Ducks. So, there is a hidden Easter egg, and I promise you this is true. I promise you guys. There is 2 achievements you can unlock in campaign which are hidden. And the way you do them, these are quite old achievements. You get Cetra. And I don't know if you have to be on a chariot, etc. But you have to defeat a Norscan lord, whose name I've completely forgotten. No, who's the Norscan chariot lord? There's like a Norscan lord famous for coming on chariots. His name's on like the tip of my tongue, because he's often touted as he will be the next Norscan lord. And if you kill that lord with Cetra in battle, considering you're so far away from each other on the map, you get like campaign buffs to all of your chariots and a secret hidden achievement. Likewise, if you take that Norscan lord, and the only way to get him, I believe, is to confederate some of the Norscans as Wolfric or whatever, and you use him, and you go kill Cetra, you get a different set of buffs all to chariots once more for your faction, and a special achievement. I promise you it's true as well. I know it sounds ridiculous. Surfer Ek. Surfer Ek. There you go. It'd be Lizardmen for me, you know some unstoppable halberds. Non-Meta Lord tourney is fun as well, for sure. Surfek, thank you. You guys are all screaming, but there's a delay. So. Right, let me check. Nothing's up. Cool, we've left nothing up. And we're good to go for the final battle. So Ice Power looking to snatch the Dowie Forged Crown off the top of the heads of the glorious Grombrind. Oh my god, Horn 1's got new unit cards! Guys, on the new unit sigils. Oh, that is cool. That is cool. So did Stegodons. Alright, this build is looking... Oh my god, we got a Rohirrim, a Saurus Rohirrim. We got Cold One Riders dotted along. Looks like just a load of basic ones with Spear Riders and Horn 1. So going for a flank overload on this side. With a Skink Priest with Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom. We have Nakai the Chad, not bringing any of his buffs. Big mistake there, Ice. His buffs are amazing. They are incredibly overpriced, but they are actually really good. Look at his little skull he has down there. That's kind of funny. He's got a Feral Stegodon and more Horned Ones into the sunset. Triple Horned One build. Oh, this is a work of beauty kind of by Ice Power. Really pitting the meme, into Extreme Meme team here. Or Extreme Meme Ducks, as he's repping the XMD here. We have Peasants, Spearmen, as well as Men-at-Arms dotted around to form the Infantry Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4 archers, and honestly, this isn't the worst idea in the universe because the meta is a load of archers. So if you've got a load of cavalry, you should be able to swarm them and drag them down. We do have some Questing Knights in lance formation, which is pretty cool. We have a Paladin on foot, King Leon Gur up in the skies. One of the few matchups I think he's better than the Fey Enchantress. Sword of Corone, the Lion Shield, and Stand Your Ground. Do we have a caster? We do. We have a Damsel, a Beast, Flock of Doom, and Manticore Summon. And 1, 2, 3, 4 Questing Knights all in that sweet-looking lance formation. This is going to be a wild one. This is going to be a wild one. Ice, what a mad lad. The Flock of Doom, right, it's like a load of little bats, isn't it? Imagine, or like crows. Imagine if that was ducks. It'd be so much more deadly. I feel like if they overcast Flock of Doom, it should change from crows to ducks. The Doom Ducks. Go put your thumbs up the stream. Drop those likes. Thank you so much, Long Paul Dury. Yeah, didn't Blessed Field Trip get like +1 melee defense or melee attack or something? It's like being nibbled to death by a duck. I love it. So, the the men-at-arms are not going to have a good day. We do have the Beast Slayers of Bastion, who, if they can saturate around the king when he falls, which is going to take a bit of timing, could be very good here. Cold ones are pushing up, can easily get some free cycle charging. This is going to be a micro-management nightmare for Ice Power here. He's falling back with some of his troops, allowing the Kai to catch up, as well as the Feral Stegodon. I'm really impressed with the new little unit symbols. I think they actually make the units stand out quite a bit better than they did before, and they just look really cool. So I know that's me. I know I gush about the artwork and stuff a little bit too much sometimes, but it is really cool. So the king is flying out to the right, and as you can see, these lads are like, we don't want to tussle with you. A mass Riders of Rohan, oaths you have taken. Flock of Doom comes in, hitting the Beast Slayers, which is a good idea. Stegodon is charging in here with Nakai, dancing through the peasants on a sweet summer's day, up to 2 kills already. And it looks like the Horned Ones have managed to crash in. Oh no! The archers run! Flee! Flee, you fools! Horned Ones are here, and they are feasting. Look how quickly these peasant mobs break. The Beast Slayers are here, and the Knights of the Realm and Quest Knights are going to be charging in to try to aid this situation and pin in these Cold One Riders. But there is dinosaurs all over the park. King Leon Kerr does land among the Horned Ones. Swear words are being ripped from his lips as his mighty sword does cut left and right, and the Horned Ones take quite a considerable pounding right here. We are seeing a Flock of Doom cast on top of a Flock of Doom. Both armies are doing it. The Knights of the Realm are really good on the initial charge, but they will struggle up against Horned Ones in sustained combat, particularly if Nakai dancing his way in and this Feral Stegodon. The Knights of the Realm are being punished right now. Peasantmen do need to rally, but there are some common riders in the back line, so you can certainly surround these guys. On the left side, though, things have gone much better for Bretonia. The Quest Knights, have aided by the Knights of the Realm, are beating back Horned Ones left, right, and centre. We're going to be seeing a Manticore summon come in as well from the Bretonians. And the King is going after the Cold One Spear Riders, it would seem. Swordacrone has gone down, looking to support up against these Horned Ones, who now are being debuffed, but not before they manage to drag and tear apart the Knights of the Realm. The Bretonians are just legging it in all directions. Manticore does need to get active right now as the King hunts the Feral Stegodon, but he's landed. He's committed now. He is not getting back up in the sky. These Beast Slayers need to go over here. Good micromanagement here by Cowboy Bob, pinging them in. And just as I said, King Leon Lecoeur would never get back into the sky. He gets up into the sky. The Quest Knights doing good here, saturated in with Spearmen at Arms, are really dragging down some of the Horned Ones. Paladin is healthy. Beast Slayers have been targeted by multiple Flock of Dooms, and now that they're isolated without the help of their king, there's a fair Manticore here, but it looks like the Spears are trying to float over here to dish out the damage. Very close game so far. Good management though, battlefield awareness from Ice Power, chasing down these shattered units and forcing them off the field, and really dragging those guys apart. The Damsel's alive, the Paladin's alive, King is full health, and the Beast Slayers are currently standing firm, but as soon as I said, they kind of get ramrodded. Only 650 damage value. Feral Stegodon has rampaged into them, however. The King probably wants to stay and fight Nakai. Killing Nakai and then trying to tear out the remainder of the forces is probably the way forward. We do have Spearmen at Arms coming back and Men at Arms, but there is still full health Cold One Riders as well as... sorry, 2 units of Cold One Riders there. The King is turned to engage Nakai. Unfortunately, the Beast Slayers have abandoned him, likewise have most of his knights. But the Paladin as well as the King assassinating the Kai like this would be really bad news. Luckily, we have the swift-footed Cold One Spear Riders and an Angry Stegodon and Horned Ones who can all come to the aid here and protect the Kai, who is having to do a tactical withdraw before once again swinging around and charging it back into combat after the King, who is surrounded by many a foe now. Sword of Crone would be really useful right about now, as would some Flock of Dooms, but I believe the Damsel has been picked apart. No, she's alive. She's guarded by some Spearmen at Arms there. Paladin is isolated on his own, though, on this left-hand side. The King's looking to retreat. He might actually better get up in the air. I mean, eventually he's going to have to stay and fight this, but we do get a big, fat Flock of Doom coming down. He needs to follow this up with a quick cycle charge from the King. Just slaughter Nakai. That is his best bet. Seems though like he was going for that, but was blocked by the thick body there of the Stegodon. The boy looking out for Nakai, who roars! Roars in approval of the Stegodon. The King, though, does have the Lion's Shield popped, and he's done pretty big damage to that Stegodon. More Quest Knights do swarm back in once more, although they are hit by a Flock of Doom. That will drive them away, I think. Paladin is losing hope, as are the troops of Bretonia. What a good game! There was some really big shock damage from Ice Power out of the gate initially, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a quick one. But, Cowboy Bob, my Cowboy hat is tipped to you, sir. You have really dragged this back. Sword of Crone going down as well on all these units. King trying his best. He does regenerate over time as well, but a Feral Stegodon plus Nakai and this amount of cavalry surrounding him is starting to look pretty bleak. But never count out King Leon Leoncoeur. He's a bit of a warrior god in his own right. Flock of Doom coming down as well, catching all of the Lizmen army. But army losses kicks in, and Bretonnia does fall. Flee, flee, you fools! Lewin King stands alone. He's not alone, said some Quest Knights. They charged back in there, but unfortunately were dealt with. And Ice Power eclipses what seemed to be an impossible Everest mountain of 4 back-to-back wins by Grombrind. Ice Power comes in with 5, ending out the stream there victorious. Nakai, 1,730 damage value. Paying for himself with still half health left. Nakai's had a cost reduction and a big mass increase, and I have seen him pay for himself multiple times now. Multiple times. So I think he could actually be a little bit scary. Feral Stegodon, 567, 1,161 damage value just off those Flock of Dooms is amazing. And the Cavalry, 677, 907 damage value to the 2 units which chased off the enemy troops. The others fared pretty good, 1,000 damage value on Spear Riders, 958. The Horned ones, 1.2, 596, and 1,400 damage value. The King, only 900, struggled to isolate targets really. 431 on the Paladin, 829 for the Flock of Doom. Peasant Archers, just got stomped. Quest Knights, though, 2,000 damage value, 554, 291, 518. Peasants, of course, died in their droves. Beast Slayers, 683. They just don't have the mass to stick it in and hold up against those lads. We'll have to have that build in mind. Just started playing Bretonnia, we'll have to have that build in mind. GG, well played. Well played. Theoden would be proud. Theoden, by the way, for those who don't know, is probably my favourite character in Lord of the Rings. Nakai's meta. Nakai's power. We need to get a Discord command. Oh, I need to figure out how to do that. I think I need to set up Streamlabs or something, which helps, like, it puts a bot in and, like, helps control YouTube, because I don't have that. This was a really fun stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's not quite over yet. We have one more big thing to do. I'm going to go raid someone. I will send you a link to their channel. I will yell, exclamation mark quack. If you guys flock over there, you don't have to stick around too long, but just say hi, spread the love, and yell quack a load. It'd be really appreciated. So, well played. You are today's king. So, let me find someone to raid very quickly for you. Let's see who's streaming. It looks like Logic's streaming. Awesome stuff. So let's go raid Logic. He is doing a Thoric Ironbrow campaign. So, let's go jump him. Let's go jump him, lads. So there's the link. And I will do the order. Quack. Cool, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you did, sorry to keep banging on about this, but thumbs up, subscribes, all that stuff really helps support. Load of links down below in the description if you want to know more. You guys are amazing. Hope you enjoyed this one. I will be back tomorrow, most likely with a stream, but definitely with videos and all that stuff as well. Streams 50-50, as I need to get, I believe, like 3 videos done, which, you know, could take it out of me a little bit. But if I'm still feeling good, which I probably will be, because I've been feeling great so far, because you guys kind of fuel me with energy, I'll be back tomorrow. So anyway, guys, until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.